What's up, Buffoons? I'm Buffoon Brandon. I had the pleasure of speaking with Frank Perri today, and we talked about sketch, we talked about improv, and we talked about stand-up. We also talked about his time producing training videos at Stanley Steamer, which was fun to talk about. Frank's a really cool guy. We were on a sketch team together for a few shows, and I just hope you enjoy this conversation we had. I did start the episode with us wearing hats and straight into a mind meld, which is an improv warm up. Fell a little flat, so I'm gonna take blame on that. But once you get through that, which I might even cut down a bit and edit, it is a fun episode, and I hope you enjoy it. If you want to do me a favor, let me know what parts of the episodes that you like, clips or whatever. And one way to do that potentially is with the Pocket Casts app. It's very easy to make clips from that, and just send them to me if you want. I'd appreciate it. I want to know what parts you engage with from this episode or any episode going forward. And if you do send a clip, something else that's helpful is if you give me the timestamp for where you grabbed that clip from. But anyway, without further ado, please enjoy this conversation I had with Frank. 3, 2, 1, Frankenstein.
Lampshade.
Frankenstein and Lampshade. Ooh, okay.
I'm trying to think. Okay. I don't think this is gonna be it, but
3, 2, 1, electric.
Mummy.
You said mummy?
Yeah.
Electric and mummy.
Electric and mummy. That's a tough one. Hi, buddy.
All right. 3, 2, 1, walk
King Tut.
like the Egyptians.
Oh.
I was in the middle of it, I was like, wait a minute, that's too many words, but I had to just go with it at that point.
King Tut and walk like an Egyptian.
Yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1, Steve Martin.
Oh.
Steve Martin, the Pyramids.
Steve Martin's connection with pyramids.
This is 3, 2, 1, Three Amigos.
Only murders in the building. It's there's no connection really with the pyramids, but it was the best Steve Martin I could come up with.
We were kind of close because we were both channeling Martin Short with him.
That was going to be my next was Martin Short.
Oh, okay, we'll call it. Yeah,
okay.
Martin Short.
Cool.
All right, one more.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, burger.
Heat.
Heat?
Yeah.
Burger and heat. All right.
That's easy.
3, 2, 1, grill.
Barbecue. Grill, barbecue.
Barbecue,
yeah, same
grill.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we'll
what
call it.
Yeah, I meant the grill of the barbecue. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So I'm going to spoil the bit right away because I realized after I sat down, I didn't think it through. We can't wear our headphones with these hats
yeah.
on. I just wanted a reason to show off these hats because there was a big yard sale in my neighborhood last weekend.
Okay.
And literally hundreds of yard sales in this.
Oh, like a neighborhood block yard sale.
Yeah, it was really cool. And one of my neighbors had your hat and my hat, and they're I don't know, they seem nice hats. They came with a hat box. I mean, if it comes with its own hat box, to me that means it's a good hat.
Yeah.
So
hat with accessories.
I had to get them, and even if it's just for characters and stuff in the future.
Yeah, I put it on. I mean, it's definitely well made, and it's definitely someone with a smaller head than me.
Oh yeah, it barely fits.
Yeah.
It barely fits me too.
These are tiny.
Yeah.
But they are nice.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll find a character for him eventually.
Yeah. How many hats did you get? Just 2?
Just the 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 2 for $35 or something like that. And I know it's not like cheap, but I'm like, they're nice hats and whatever.
Made in Spain.
I mean, that's fancy to me.
I don't know anything about
America.
hat making, but I feel like Spain and Italy would be like the 2 places where you would get a good hat.
Yeah. If you toss it over here, I'll set it on the thing. Well, welcome, Frank.
Hello.
Thanks for humoring my my hat and mind meld.
Yeah, no worries. I can't reach the...
Oh, my bad.
All good. Hopefully Barley won't get a hold of the line here.
Oh, I know. He definitely did when I was recording with Zach Welch last episode.
How is Zach?
Doing well. He will be hosting the Lakewood Village Tavern open mic tonight, actually.
Yeah.
We talked about that, and funny enough, I feel like I have a hot mic right now, and I definitely do. Hold on a second. But yeah, it's funny because in my intro for that episode, I was like, yeah, Zach hosts pretty much every Wednesday. He doesn't miss a night. And then I was on Instagram like the next day. It was like we recorded on a Tuesday, I'm pretty sure. And Cam was filling in for him. I was like, oh, that's really funny that just that I had commented.
Did it just to spite you.
I know, yeah. He didn't even hear the intro. He just intuitively knew. Yeah, nice. So again, Frank Perri, how about we go ahead and plug your Instagram up top so I don't forget in the future by the end of it. What's your Instagram?
The Instagram is Frank Chirps. Chirps like a bird, It's pretty easy. 2 words, no spaces, no anything, just Frank Chirps. It's pretty much any social media. You can find me at that handle.
Nice. And you can find me at Buffoon Brandon. You can find this podcast at Buffoon Brandon Banter. And I feel like I already said it, but I'll be redundant. Welcome, Frank. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Feel free to adjust that boom and mic however you need to or whatever. So you do comedy like I do. You're doing more stand-up and stuff lately.
I've been hitting the open mic circuit, been doing a few shows. Last week I did a really fun show at the Grog Shop that John Bruton runs. That was really great. It's like they had like a competition going on, but they had a few different comics come in and open. I was one of the openers for the competition, and that was a really good show.
Oh, cool. What kind of competition?
It was just like, I think the people who were competing did like 10 minutes each, and they had a panel of comedians in the back that didn't really say what they were judging them on, I guess. Maybe they told them separately. I couldn't tell you exactly, but
just vibes.
Yeah, just vibes. But Tyrone Gaines won. He had a great set. Yeah, he was really funny.
I'm not familiar with him.
Tyrone?
Yeah.
You probably know him and just don't realize it.
Yeah.
He's tall dude, wears glasses, skinny. He's really funny. He's always got a big smile on his face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's fun. Have you? What are some of the other mics? What's one of your favorite mics in the city? I guess.
Well, the Winchester mic is really good. That they're doing. David and Brian, the 92nd. What is the name?
One More Joke.
One More Joke.
Yeah.
For some reason, Joke's on You is on my head, but I know that's not it. That's the Hilarities.
Yeah, once a month crowd work show.
Yeah.
Also run by John Bruton and Jimmy Graham.
Yeah.
Last Sunday of the month, if anyone wants to go. And I work at Hilarities, so come say hi.
Yeah.
I'm not there on Sundays, though. Go ahead.
The Brothers mic one that Bill Squire does, it's like a feedback mic where they have like a showcase, and then after the showcase is like an open mic. You do like 2 minutes, and then they give you like a minute of feedback. That one's really,
Yeah,
too.
I've been meaning to get to that one, and I just keep forgetting. What day is that one on?
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays is a busy night.
Yeah, because you got the Winchester also. And is that when the B-side?
Yep, there's the B-side on
too?
Tuesdays. There's the one that Jeremy Shear does. I can't remember.
Oh, Spotlight.
Spotlight.
I haven't been to that one yet either.
I think there's one other one too. But yeah, there's lots of great mics. Cleveland is such a fruitful comedic town, and I think it's really like just seeing the scene over the last 4 or 5 years grow. Maybe it was always as big, and COVID just like chopped it down for a while. But I wasn't really back in town until end of 2018, and then I didn't move to like around Cleveland until beginning of 2019. And then obviously COVID kind of happened right after that, so I didn't get to see what the scene looked like before COVID. But since the last 4 or 5 years, it's just been exploding, and there's so many funny people in Cleveland, and there's so many people that have already left Cleveland to go do New York and Chicago.
It's so exciting to see people people that I've known even in the 2 years that I've been really in the comedy scene and stuff, and like them how successful they are, like doing their own thing. Like Hannah Belmont's seems like she's doing great in Chicago.
Yeah,
Joe Briggs in Brooklyn. Those are like the top two that come to mind for me. But yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite brand of comedy? Because we of course do sketch comedy together.
Like to perform, to view, or like just kind of put it all out there?
I guess to create was my initial question, but to watch or whatever too.
Yeah. So I think a really, really good sketch is like one of the best things, because like there's so much that goes into the execution of a joke when it's written for a sketch format, because there's also like the acting that goes along with it. Like I love stand-up comedy, and a lot of times with stand-up, if you can just have like a setup and punchline, you can follow that formula. But with sketch, there's like a little additional piece there where like you have like a storyline as well, which I think is like a lot of fun, just because like I probably more so view myself as a writer more than like just a straight up comedian. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I've done like film fests and things like that. I was writing for corporate training videos before I moved to Cleveland.
Oh, we're gonna get to that.
Yeah. So like I think that there's just the writer in me really appreciates the art of writing something that has a story behind it. Yeah. And like you can do stories really well in stand up, and it's I find it, hard to execute, I guess, because like a lot of times you're only doing like 2 minutes or 3 minutes and sometimes 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Unless you're on, a showcase or you're in a show or whatever. But like to really build those stories and have punchlines woven in, that's really tough to do as well.
Yeah.
To have a funny story throughout. A lot of people get stuck in the trap of like, here's a whole bunch of setup, and then there's like one punchline at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely fall into that trap often, because that's the type of joke telling that I want to be better at and get to the point of eventually. Because like Birbiglia is like, he's one of my favorite comics, one of the first ones. Like him and Brian Regan was probably the first stand-up that like really got me interested in stand-up, but like Mike Birbiglia was the first one I like really resonated with, like, and I because of the fact that we have such short time, you have like to tell a story, like it might be a 5-minute story, and if you're spending that entire 5 minutes on that one joke, it could be 5 minutes of it like all bombing, and you only had 3 jokes, written in it,
Yeah.
or but it like it would be helpful if you could kind of help set yourself up with more time on the front end and stuff, but you're not afforded that time with a 5-minute open mic spot, and some even smaller. Like it's not like you're telling a story joke at the one more joke or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like it's just the 5-minute sets and
Right.
stuff.
Yeah, it's tough to and even like I can only speak from personal experience, but like I'll go up with a 2 or 3 minute story, and I'll be like, wow, like the laughs per minute were just not there to tell that story, or I need to like figure out how to add them in, and then I'll cut it down to like a 1 minute story. I'm like, oh, that was much better for the stage because now I'm able to like cut out all the fat and just get to the jokes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's definitely important to be efficient, with it. But from like hearing other comics talk about like storytelling jokes and stuff, you don't necessarily always have to be thinking of it as like laughs per minute or or whatever. It is because it's like as long as the audience stays engaged with you and they're interested in the story. I mean, you have to have a pretty good punchline for it to pay off, but the silence and the gap between laughs isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
Especially like the way Steve Martin. Did you read his book?
I haven't,
Born
but I've heard
Standing
it's
Up?
really good.
It is,
Yeah.
and it's worth I listened to the audiobook, and he reads it too, which is fun. I'm actually in the middle of Bob Odenkirk's right now, and he reads it as well.
Nice.
But one of the things Steve Martin talks about is the tension and release.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you've heard that before. But one of the things that he played with, and as far as I know, he might have been like a pioneer for like thinking about it this way. But he would build the tension and would not give the audience the relief on purpose. And so then he would just move on to the next thing. And like he's like, what I'm curious what happens if I just keep building tension. Where's that release going to happen? And they find a place for it, but it's just in an unexpected spot, or or something. And it was just the confidence that takes to do, like, especially when no one has done that yet. You know what I mean? It's just it's amazing how inventive and huge he was, and then now he doesn't even do stand-up anymore. It's pretty cool though.
Yeah, I mean he's an old man though too.
Yeah, but he hasn't done stand-up since like the 80s or something like that.
It's been that long.
It might I might be messing the date up a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it's somewhere around then. Yeah, he hasn't done stand-up for a long time.
Yeah, I know he teaches like a master class on stand-up, so I figured it wasn't like 40 years since he last did stand-up.
Yeah, I might be messing the date up, but yeah, it's been a while. But I mean, he mastered it. He can still teach it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he mastered it, and then he broke the rules.
Yeah. So you mentioned the corporate videos and stuff, and you used to work for Stanley Steamer and do their like corporate videos and stuff. I know we've talked about it a little bit, but it's cool that you got to do that, because like even if it wasn't necessarily always the most fun material to write or whatever, which is me maybe projecting, maybe it was, I don't know, but the fact that it gave you the experience to come up with a script and a structure and create a video is obviously helpful for filmmaking. So
yeah,
like,
I had an insane job at Stanley Steamer. It was so I was technically the national corporate trainer, and I had just a litany of job responsibilities. One of them was creating our entire corporate training service, which ended up being basically what they call it, an LMS or something, a learning management system. So I ended up figuring out like, okay, here's all of the things that we need to train our technicians on, and basically took each individual thing, wrote a script for how we wanted to train them, either acted it myself or took one of the people from my team or a technician or whatever, had them act, filmed it, all self-taught on the filming, the writing scripts, editing, doing all of the back-end work, and then like putting it into these like basically bite-sized learning modules where it would like include like a quiz and, you know, some additional information, and ended up doing like over 150 training videos for them, which was a cool part of the job. And like I had a lot of freedom doing that, and it kind of like taught me how much I liked making videos and like writing and stuff like that, things that I had a little bit of experience doing, just like dumb videos in college with my friends, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
But that job was so wild because I would also travel around the country to do training. And so like 1 week I'd be in like Fort Worth, Texas, and then I'd be in Philly, and then I'd be in Tampa, and then I'd be in San Jose, California, just be all over the place working 60, 80 hours a week.
You weren't salary exempt, were you? Like, so you got overtime
No
least?
overtime.
No overtime?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
the
that's how
worst.
they, that's how they get you.
I've been on both sides of that coin, and
Yeah. It's like the traveling was fun, you know, for part of it. Some of it was really exhausting because like I'd have to get on a plane on a Sunday and then be somewhere for a week, and then get on a plane Friday night, and then like get back, you know, Saturday morning. So it was just it was a crazy job. It was fun but exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
And just like the hours were insane. I would never have been able to follow like a comedic side career if I wanted to with that job. Yeah.
How many years did you do that?
It was 4 years. Yeah.
How old were you? Was that right out of school?
So I went to grad school. I graduated after 2.5 years. So I think I graduated technically January of 2015. And then I think I started at Stanley Steamer in February or maybe March of 2015. And I went through like a training program. Then they moved me out to DC for a year, and I worked as their branch manager in DC. And then they brought me back to the headquarters in Columbus, and I worked as the national corporate trainer from then on out until I moved back to Cleveland at the end of 2018.
Okay. So what was your degree in then, if you like, because it sounds like you said like you didn't have much qualification for the video stuff, but you kind of got tossed into that. Like, how did you get that job with what kind of qualifications did you have or whatever?
Undergrad, I was a double major in leadership and management and marketing, and then I went to grad school and got an MBA. So I went to Stanley Steamer as a branch manager, basically. So I was managing people, but I was doing
Michael Scott role.
Yeah. Somehow I manage. So I, tried to instill a bunch of things in my branch, and they really liked what I was doing. Our numbers were good, and I had a good relationship with the people at corporate, and they were like, would you be interested in being like a trainer? And so once I got the trainer role, then it kind of just went into like, hey, we need to figure out a way that we can do, training throughout the country that's, more bite size and easier to apply rather than having like a physical person there. Mm-hmm. So then it got into the video stuff. And
gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Where'd you go to school?
I went to undergrad at a little university called Capital University in Columbus, Ohio. Capital's really changed a lot since I've been there. I haven't really been back on campus in many years.
How small are you talking? Like,
Oh,
Do you remember how many people like with all like
maybe
undergrad? I
like,
guess.
yeah, maybe like 2,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
maybe is that Mount? That might be around Mount Union size,
They were
right?
in the same division as Mount Union.
Okay.
Um, and then for grad school, I went to John Carroll University in Cleveland. Yeah.
Nice. I had a I worked with a guy in an internship that went to John Carroll actually. I don't know much about it, but
John Carroll's a really good school.
is that where Marcelo Hernandez went?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
So Marcelo, I think, graduated. No, he started in 2015. I think he started the same year that I graduated, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we probably, honestly, because I was a grad assistant for the Office of Orientation and Leadership. So every new student, basically, I, had some sort of touch point with them. So we probably crossed paths.
Yeah,
In
you
some,
wouldn't know to look
but
out
I
for
wouldn't.
him.
Yeah, I would I met thousands of students in that job, so I don't really remember
Yeah.
specifically. But yeah, he's doing great.
Oh yeah.
He's killing it. He was just in the Happy Gilmore movie.
I need to watch that. I keep meaning to, and just haven't yet. But yeah, I'm going to soon.
I've heard, and I don't know, like people sometimes just try and be contrarian or just try and like say things to get attention. But like I thought it was really funny. I thought they did a good job of like weaving in so much stuff from the original movie and like hitting those jokes and like paying them off from the original movie.
Yeah.
So I thought it was well written. I mean, it's it's an Adam Sandler movie, so like you kind of have an expectation of like what you're gonna get with an Adam Sandler movie.
Sure.
It's not highbrow. Like there's gonna be fart jokes. There's gonna be
Oh yeah. I'm here for it. Yeah. I grew up on like Adam Sandler and Jim Carrey were like my favorite to watch on screen, like at like movies and stuff like that.
Dude, I went to 5 o'clock lounge like I don't know 2 weeks ago, and they have like 3 TVs, maybe 4. Every single TV was a different Jim Carrey movie. I don't know what was going on.
That's cool.
Why? But it was like The Mask, Ace Ventura 2, and what's the one with Jeff Daniels? Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber, yeah.
I was like, why is every single TV? It's like, but that just kind of shows like how big his influence was for like that period of time.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And he's still like such a big presence, like, and he's so philosophical now. Like he like I see quotes and stuff from him and like have heard speeches, and he's like I just love how insightful he is too. He's almost like a guru at this point, like as well as being a comedic genius and all that. I saw an Instagram post that like kind of hinted at him retiring soon or something, which I don't know. I shouldn't spread rumors because I didn't really click on the post or anything, but it just got disappointed when I saw it, and then I moved on.
I thought he was retiring after the Sonic movie.
Oh yeah,
That's what I thought that I had
yet.
read that. Yeah, I haven't seen them either. The only thing that I know about the Sonic movie is that the original like animation that they had for it was so bad that they like retired the animation and completely redid the character before they released the movie.
That's pretty wild, but I gotta give the director props, like to make that not easy call, because I remember hearing about the like how bad Sonic looked. Like he was like almost scary and like off-putting or whatever, and just like I don't know, just to know how much work goes into like especially animation. Like I don't know if the 3D animation is maybe easier. I don't know. Probably not.
Either way, it's expensive.
It's expensive. Yeah, like it's wild.
So I was for a while. I haven't been listening to as many podcasts recently because I've just been doing a bunch of audiobooks. But I was listening to the Lonely Island podcast.
Yeah, I've listened to a handful. I loved it.
Yeah. So they were talking about. I guess they did like the was it Chippendale Rescue Rangers or whatever movie, and they were able to somehow get the rights to use the original Sonic that they had for the Sonic movie, like to make like a cameo in it. I'm pretty sure that Andy Samberg voiced it, and they called it like Sad Sonic or something like that. So funny.
Wait a minute, like how long ago?
Like a couple years ago, like
Oh,
pretty recent.
so
yeah.
it's a newer sketch.
Yeah,
Okay,
newer movie. Yeah.
newer. Wait, what? Wait. What Andy Samberg project are you talking?
It wasn't an Andy Samberg project. He just voiced it for Akiva. You know, Akiva from from the land. Yeah. So I think Akiva was either directing it or writing it or something. And I'm pretty sure it was Chippendale's Rescue Rangers, like a remake or a new movie or whatever. And they had like a cameo of that Sonic, the original shitty Sonic, and I think
really
they called
funny.
him like Sad Sonic or something.
That's really funny. Yeah, that just made me think of Free Guy and all the different like cameos, or like cameos and items, I guess, that they pull out at the end. Have you seen that movie?
I did see that movie. I can't quite remember exactly.
Like in the final fight scene, he has like the Captain America shield. He has a lightsaber. And it's there might be like Fortnite battle axe, and just like it's a movie based on a video game, so it's just fun that they were able to kind of get the rights. And Ryan Reynolds is hilarious, and especially when he seamlessly breaks the fourth wall like he does with Deadpool, like he does it here too, and he's just like, oh my gosh, I get to use a lightsaber, or he's like, is that like Disney's fine with that, or whatever. And it's just like, I don't know, I like that type of humor. I think it's silly and stupid, and it just made me think of that. But Free Guy was one of my favorite movies, or still is like one of my favorite, like just like I could watch it at any time and it's gonna make me feel better. Like no matter how I'm feeling, it's gonna make me feel better.
Yeah, comfort movie.
Yeah. It's I love that movie. So you've just seen it once or so then?
Yeah, I think I don't remember what streaming platform it was on, but I think like I just put it on one night and watched it. I probably like a lot of times if I'm just like doing a movie like that, I'm not like super paying attention. So I do remember like the plot. He was in a video game and there was, I don't know. I'm going to really poorly explain it. So I'm just going to
poorly explain it and I'll correct you.
Wasn't there like a game company or something that was trying to like get rid of them? I don't know. I just remember there was like the one. He was like an avatar, right?
Yeah, he was an NPC.
And he like became like conscious. And there was the one. Was it Ron Funches? Was his buddy that was also an NPC? That like he kind of like also woke up.
I don't know that it was Ron Funches. But I know. Was it Ron Funches?
Yeah, wasn't he like a mailman or something?
Yeah, if that was Ron Funches, I didn't clock that it was Ron Funches. It might have been, and I just don't remember. But yeah, basically, this guy and his spoilers for Free Guy for moving forward for a few minutes. But basically, this guy's friend, I forget her name. And I say friend because they are just friends at the beginning of the movie before they become lovers at the end. But she creates this like AI code or whatever that they try and put into a video game. He helps her develop the video game or whatever, and they put this AI into it. And the idea that they create is like a free platform where you just watch these AI characters live life. And it's literally just that simple. And gaming companies were like, nobody's going to want to just watch people live life or whatever. And so that's when Taika Waititi's character basically bought it or used it or stole it. No, that's what the issue is. He stole that base code for the AI for his game. And they proved it at the end because there was like a render thing that like kind of showed a mirror image of the the foundational code or whatever. So then they realize, oh yeah, this is actually our game, because he was wanting to scrap the first game because to build the second one, which would destroy everything from the first one basically, and destroy Free Guy, the guy, because strictly for profit. And that was partially, that was kind of the the underlying premise of the movie. I don't know if premise, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So anyway, spoiler over. That was Free Guy. But yeah, it's definitely worth watching again. If I didn't spoil it by over explaining it.
No, I mean, I've already seen it, so I definitely, like, when you already see something, then you watch it over again, you're like, oh, I remember that. Like,
Yeah.
so I would have spoiled it for myself anyway.
Sure.
You're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that scene.
Yeah. That was one I saw in theaters, and I was like excited for it before COVID, because it was supposed to come out before COVID, and then COVID kind of delayed it a couple years. So I was just like,
Do you go to the theater a lot? Are you a theater watcher?
I wouldn't say a lot, but I love going.
Yeah.
And in the last few months, I've seen like Superman, Novocaine, which were both great. A small favor. I can't remember. I have been getting screeners because I'm part of the Greater Cleveland Film Commission. Are you part of that too?
Yeah, I was supposed to go see The Naked Gun, and then
I heard that's great.
Then I had the Grog Shop show come up, so I was like, well,
yeah,
I'm gonna do the show.
I was supposed to see Nobody yesterday, but Josh Johnson from The Daily Show was in town at Hilarities, and I was like, I can watch Nobody another time. I picked up a shift there, and
See, I think that's the tough thing is, like, I don't really go to see movies at movie theaters. I'm just like, yeah, I'll just watch it later. I can watch it at home.
I know, yeah. And last week I was supposed to see Freaky Friday 2 on like Wednesday or something, and then I had something else come up, and I'm just like it just sucks, you know, like because I want to see them. I love going to the theater. I really do, especially the Phoenix. Have you been to the Phoenix yet?
No.
It's in North Olmsted, or at the North Olmsted at the mall.
Okay.
They have, it's the reclining, like super comfortable seats. They're heated too, so like during the winter.
Yeah, I was gonna say right
amazing.
Now, need a little extra heat at the moment.
Yeah, but then the sound system is like this, like next level Dolby audio or whatever, and they demonstrate how great their sound is before the movie starts, because they have this, like, it's a huge theater. It's not an IMAX, but it's huge. It looks like it could be, or close to it. But they have like these dots, like kind of an array over the screen and everything, and then they have one light that kind of goes and like illuminates each dot, like as it moves around. And as you watch that dot, and the sound moves very specifically with that dot, and you can even feel your seats rumble from it. And it's just, I can't remember if I saw Oppenheimer there or not. I feel like I might have. But either way, I've seen a few movies there, and the sound there is just, it's amazing. And it's just a really great theater experience if you ever get a chance to go to the Phoenix.
It reminds me of back in the day when we used to have Geauga Lake, and they had like the Pirates of the Caribbean 4D movie experience. Did you ever?
No, I didn't. I didn't go to that.
It was like, it wasn't like the full movie. It was like you're sitting in like a seat, and it's got like the sound like right by your ears, and they also like move the seats around. You're like kind of like, I think they have something similar now in Orlando for like Harry Potter. It's like the Hagrid's like motorcycle ride or whatever. But like this, like you would have on like the 3D glasses, so like things would like pop out at you, and then they had like little like water spritzers, So like when you're like,
I was
you
gonna
know,
ask,
you
yeah.
get like the water on you. So it was like a really like immersive experience.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Was it fun or was it
Oh yeah,
gimmicky?
no, it was fun. I mean, I
Okay.
was a child,
Oh,
so
okay.
I mean, who knows what I would think now? But
Sure.
yeah, it was definitely fun when I was 12.
Well, that's all that matters. Yeah. I mean, even 12, you're kind of at the, at 12, you're like a little bit suspicious of things. Just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's cool. I grew up 2 hours south, so I didn't, get to go to Geauga Lake a ton. I did go, at least once or twice. We went to SeaWorld, when I was a kid, like maybe 6 or 7 or so. And I remember we watched this like Baywatch show, and there was a part of the show where there's like a runaway boat, and it must have been remote controlled or something. I'm not sure, because it's like everyone falls out of the boat, and there's no one in the boat, but then it's like controlled. And there was an accident that happened in the show after our show where the boat crashed into the stands.
Oh my gosh.
And luckily no one was killed. I think a few people.
I mean, how big was it? Was
got
it like a
injured.
full size boat?
Oh yeah, it was just like a speedboat. Yeah, like the size of a fishing, like a small speedboat, but
it crashed into the stands.
into the stands, and it was.
That's crazy.
I remember my parents saying that it crashed into the section we were sitting in too, which like just made me even more scared, because I was like 7. I was like, oh my gosh, we almost died, you know, because I was 7 too. It's like, so it might have been the same section. I don't know. That's my memory is that, but yeah, it was just wild that that happened. But yeah, luckily no one got seriously injured as far as I know.
Yeah. See, I grew up like basically down the street from Geauga Lake. So like my mom would take me and my my buddy who lived across the street in the summertime. She would just drop us off at Geauga Lake. We had like our season passes, and like maybe she gave us a little bit of money for like food or whatever. Just drop us off, and we'd spend however many hours at Geauga Lake, and she'd be like, all right, I'm going to pick you up at this time. We would just do all the rides we wanted to do. We would literally like get in line for, I don't remember, I don't remember what it was called when it was Geauga Lake, but it got taken over by Six Flags for a while, and they called it the Superman. It was like the one that like went up and like twisted, and then like came back down and went straight up, and like, yeah.
Like the Wicked Twister at Cedar Point?
Maybe. Is it like a U shape, but like one side is like a corkscrew?
Oh, both sides were corkscrew.
Both guys, yeah. I think this one, just the one side was a corkscrew.
Okay.
And we would just literally ride that as many times as we could. We just get in line and just like get back in line, get in line, get back in line. So those were like such fun summers.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't live close enough to an amusement park or anything, but I remember like we had a pool in our town, and there definitely were some kids that would get dropped off by their parents, and they would just be at the pool like all day, and the pool was their babysitter basically. And I was so jealous of it at the time, because I would maybe go to the pool 2 or 3 times a month, you know, like my mom would take us or whatever, but it wasn't every day like those guys were. And I was just like, because like they would take like they'd bring sheets, like bed sheets and stuff, and they'd put like clothespins and stuff on the chain link fence in the corner, and they would like build their own like little fort in the corner and stuff. And it was like the pool kids like club or whatever. And I would always want to go in, and I tried to one time, and they like yelled at me and said I wasn't allowed to come in.
That's really funny.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh man. And it was like around the time that I was starting to get interested in girls or whatever too. And I
was
remember
the makeout spot, I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure it probably
100%.
was. Yeah. Because I remember like there'd be girls in there too, and like that's probably why they're like, it's like the frat complex type thing.
Yeah,
it's
they don't
like,
want you stealing their girls.
Yeah, girls can come in free, but you gotta pay.
Yeah.
Give us a fucking Laffy Taffy, bitch.
How wild that they made a fort out of sheets at an outdoor pool. Like,
Yeah.
the fact that that was even like allowed.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Yeah, the lifeguards didn't give a shit. Like,
They usually don't.
and I was a lifeguard one summer too.
Mhm.
But yeah, I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Uh,
You're
I-
like, come on, pool kids,
yeah.
build your forts.
Yeah. My pool was pretty chill because it was the deepest it got was like 4 feet, and it had a big slide, and that was pretty much it. I jumped in one time to save a kid that was like just having a little trouble swimming. He was probably going to be fine even if I didn't. But his mom even jumped in before I had a chance to, so I was like, oh, whatever. Other than that, I just sat in my chair and got nice and tan all summer.
Didn't even get the glory.
No. I should have yelled and was like, that's my job, throw him back in.
I'll tell you what, though, the lifeguards at Edgewater, they are yelling constantly at people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know how often you get over there, but like,
When I'm there, I'm usually on the dog side of the beach because I'm with Barley.
Yeah.
But yeah.
yeah, I mean, a lot of times we'll sit like on the grass, but like, you know, you're looking out onto the beach there, and unfortunately, there's a sewage facility next to the beach, which is just fantastic planning.
Yeah, and closer to the dog side too.
Yeah. And so a lot of times, like, the water isn't good for actually like swimming in. Like, I never go into the water ever. Like, that's not the place I'm going to get into water.
Uh-huh.
I'm just there to chill, hang out, get some sun, play frisbee, whatever.
Mhm.
But like, people will like, they'll hear the warnings and they'll still go in, and the lifeguards will be like, you can't do that. Like, get out of the water.
Yeah.
So they are just constantly yelling at people. It's really funny, like, just how
did-
much people don't care.
I didn't know that they had the sewage warnings like that. That's
Mhm.
pretty bad.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
Yeah, that's very gross.
Pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm there with Barley, I usually just get in like maybe up to my knees or so.
Yeah.
But last year we were filming a sketch for Sketch Battle, and we did part of the sketch was pre-taped, and we were just measuring random shit, and I was in my like safety vest, hard hat with like a face shield and everything, and I was measuring the waves, and these two surfer girls like came up to us and they're like, what are you guys doing? And I was like, oh, I was measuring the waves for a sketch. We're like, oh, we thought you were making fun of us because like we're just measuring short waves because Lake Erie doesn't get very big waves, of course, but they were surfing. And they're like, oh no. And I was like, actually, do you guys want to run out of the water and then we'll run up and we'll start measuring your surfboard and then you just get mad at us? And they're like, yeah, sure. So we got to use them in part of the sketch. And after we were done with the filming, they asked if I wanted to try surfing. I was like, yeah, fuck it. So I'm in my jorts, still in my bright orange safety vest and everything, and tried surfing for like an hour. Like she was just like teaching me how to surf. It was pretty fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Had you ever surfed before?
No, it was the first time. I stood up for like a brief half second, a few times, two or three times, and fell pretty quickly. But
Yeah.
I at least, somewhat understand what I got to do. It's so hard in Lake Erie because you have small waves and you have such a short window before you get into like super shallow water where the waves are crashing and everything. So it seems like a tough place to learn. I feel like if I want to learn, I need to go to like Florida or California or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I took a surfing lesson when I was in Hawaii, and it was really fun. Like, they kind of, teach you on the land, like what you're supposed to do, like how to like get up and like everything like that. And then you go out into the water and they've got good surf there.
Yeah.
Obviously, because it's Hawaii. And I surfed for a little while, was able to do a few. And then
Oh, nice.
I was so like sick. Like, I had eaten, like they told me the wrong time that I was going to be surfing. So they were like, okay, you're going to go at like 2 or whatever. I was like, okay, cool. And it's like 11, something like that. I was like, all right, so I'm going to eat like something now, give myself a few hours before I go out there. Well, like I ate, and then they were like, hey, actually, we're going to take you out now. And so it was like right after I ate. And so like I was just getting like super seasick because when the waves are making you go up and down, like you're sitting on the surfboard while you're out there because you have to wait your turn to go surf because there's a bunch of people surfing.
Yeah.
And so while you're waiting, you're just bouncing up and down in the ocean and getting if you're susceptible to getting seasick, it will hit you pretty hard.
I am sometimes, so I didn't even know that you could get seasick while you're surfing. That's interesting.
Yeah. So I was like getting so seasick, but I was like, I really want to like do this. Like I'm not going to have another opportunity anytime soon. So I did a few runs, and then I think I still had like, I don't know, like 20 more minutes left of like being able to be out there with the instructor and stuff. And I was like, I'm going back.
Yeah.
I'll see you there.
That's so how you it was just the one day that you tried it and everything?
Yeah, just like the one afternoon or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like I think it's like a 2-hour lesson or something, whatever. I can't remember exactly how they set it up, but you get like part of the lesson is on the sand where they just like teach you, here's how you stand up on the board, here's how you paddle out, like, whatever. And then the other part, you're in the water with like a group of people and the instructor. Mm-hmm. And the instructor, is like, okay, now you take your turn. Okay, now you take your turn. They send you out like one by one. Like, okay, here, this wave's coming, so go ahead, you go now, because you don't want to like crash into anybody,
sure,
or anything like that.
Yeah, some of the surfing videos I've seen are pretty wild too, because it's like you just see people surfing and just getting dangerously close to people that are just like waiting and stuff like that, and I just couldn't imagine trying to navigate that. It's even like I used to snowboard, and even that would get some crowded sometimes, and it's just like constantly just trying to weave to not hit people, and and you have to just trust so many people, especially if you fall and you're trusting that people uphill are not going to crash into you too, and I don't know, so much can happen.
Yeah, especially like if you don't know the terrain very well, if there's like rocks or anything like that, you don't want to get in trouble there. But that I would definitely, if anyone wants to try surfing, I would definitely recommend like doing it like that when you like are on vacation, and just having like a couple hour instruction and being able to have like the wisdom of the instructor, like to show you what to do and how to do it. It was a cool experience.
Nice. Was it super expensive?
No, I don't think it was very expensive at all. I think, because they like do it with like a group of people. Yeah. So like, it's not like a private one-on-one type thing. That would probably be a lot more expensive.
Sure. Yeah.
But like, I think I was out there with like, I don't know, 5 to 10 other people.
Oh, cool. Mm-hmm. I want to take a trip out to California soon, just to check out some comedy out there and just, chill and whatever. So now maybe I'll add surfing to the list on there too.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. You've already got a baseline.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I got a wetsuit that I got on Marketplace.
Why do you have a wetsuit?
Well, because when I tried it last year, I thought I was gonna try it more. I thought I was gonna, and it's like a shorts wetsuit.
Okay, hold on. You randomly tried surfing with these girls on the beach, and your next thought was like, all right, gotta buy a wetsuit.
Yep.
Because you don't have a surfboard.
No. I figured I could borrow or rent that.
Yeah. Just gonna find one lying
the
around.
The wetsuit's harder to borrow. It's like, can I just like wear your clothes?
It's also less necessary for surf.
That's true.
The one thing you need to surf is the board.
Yeah, but like here in Cleveland, especially like when it's good surfing is when a storm's coming in or whatever. So it is sometimes like a cooler temperature. So the wetsuit is kind of like somewhat necessary, but
sure.
But so it was
not
it was like
as necessary.
It's not. But it was like $20 or something. So it wasn't like it was a ton. And I go to this I go like 40 minutes away to this gas station, and I'm waiting for this woman, and she's like getting off work, and then she just like ghosts me, and I'm like frustrated. I sit there for like an hour, and then I just drive home, and she's like, "I'm so sorry, I got hung up at work. Can I meet you somewhere else?" And I was like, it's not a big deal. And she felt bad enough. She's like, "Where do you live? I'll just drop it off." She dropped it off, and she didn't make me pay.
Wow.
So I just got
Okay.
it for free. She felt really bad, and I wasn't, I was like, whatever, I wasn't like, she's like, "I appreciate you being, nice about this, so I'm just
Yeah.
gonna give it to you for free." I was like, "All right,
That's
cool.
the best possible
awesome."
scenario.
Yeah.
You got it for free, and she dropped it off.
Yeah. I mean, I still had to drive 40 minutes there, like to the gas station and back, but I guess it wasn't 40. It was like 30. It was like down to Strongsville or something like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't, not too bad, but yeah, I got it, and I've never even actually put it on. But I mean, full disclosure, the girl that I was getting surf lessons with was really cute.
Mm-hmm.
And we went on like a beach date that didn't turn out to be a date, I guess, but we ate some wings on the beach, and I thought it was a date. Apparently, it was just a friend hangout. But we were at one point we were laying on a blanket looking at the stars, and I just see a line of like 10 lights going across the sky. I'm just like, "What the fuck?" And I start filming, and I'm just like, "We might be seeing a UFO right now." And I posted it on Reddit, and people were like, "Have you seen Starlink before?" Because that's Starlink. And I was like, "Oh fuck!" But I mean, it was cool, so cool to see, because I'd never seen Starlink before. Have you seen it?
No.
It literally was like a train of 10 lights slowly moving across the sky.
Is it all one satellite, or is it like 10 satellites with like individual lights?
I'm pretty sure it's like 10 satellites.
Okay.
They're like spaced far apart
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, but you can tell they're all connected. It was weird, but it was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that I bought the wetsuit thinking like, "Oh well, she and I are gonna surf sometime," and we didn't.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, dude, that happens. I get it.
Yeah, I mean I do get like that is how I am sometimes, though. Like I'll try something for the first time, and then I'm like, I am all in, and I gotta buy the stuff or go do the thing, and then I get very excited, and sticking with something is something that doesn't always happen, of course.
Yeah.
But I like trying new stuff all the time.
Dude, trying new stuff is awesome. And like you won't know what you really like or like what you really want to do until you try new things.
Yeah, for sure.
And like that's how you grow. Like especially like if you try something that's like hard, and like
comedy.
Like comedy, yeah, dude. And you got to keep trying it. You got to keep doing it.
And you got to get punched in the face by it and still be fine with it.
Yeah, and it's always hard, and like it doesn't, like it gets eventually it gets easier. You get more comfortable, but like what that means is that you grew.
Yeah.
Like you try something hard, it feels hard, and then the next time it feels a little bit less hard. Well, guess what? You grew. Like you became a little bit better, and it takes a long time to get good at stuff, but like sticking with it and working on it, that's how you're going to become a better person and like mature and realize like the potential that you have.
100%. That's the tough thing to do, is the consistent, like to build that consistency, but that's how you get better. And
well, it's crazy too, dude. Like once you build a habit of something, though, like it just becomes part of what you do every day. Like I started training for this half marathon, and like the days that I don't run, I like feel guilty about not running, because it's just so built into like my daily agenda now.
Are you running every single day, or do you have off days?
So
like, built in?
my plan that I do is 4 days a week, and then honestly, like on my off days, I sometimes will just run like 1 or 2 miles just to like do it, or I'll bike just to like have some cardio going, because like like you do literally you feel guilty like after, because I've been on this training program for like 7 or 8 weeks now. And so it's just like part of like what I'm doing every day is just, I'm like, okay, I got to get up, I got to go run. And like, you kind of look forward to it a little bit. And when you don't do it, you're kind of like, oh man, like I didn't do that thing today.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks. Yeah.
Do you do it in the morning or evening, or when do you like to run?
So, I think that I typically try to do it in the morning, and then I a lot of times will like be like, oh, I just want to sleep a little bit longer. And so then I'll do it during my lunch break at work, because I work from home, which is the worst time to do it because it's so freaking hot out.
Yeah.
Like I ran the last 2 days, today and yesterday, I ran during my lunch and it was like 90 degrees. And it just like, it slows you down because it's so hot. Like literally like my tank top that I was wearing was just completely soaked in sweat because it's so hot. And then a few times I've been like a little bit lazy and I didn't get it in during the day. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it, sometime after work, and I'll wait till it's a little bit cooler. And those are actually really nice times to run, when it's like cooling down and like starting to get a little darker.
That was probably my favorite time to run when I was training for my half, was like the evenings, and I would go to the metro parks all the time. I never got tired of that run. I would just run out halfway to halfway, whatever the distance I would want, and just turn around. And, nice terrain and a little bit of hills, but minimal, but it's always like just along the river and stuff. It's really nice.
The problem with that is that's also when it's the busiest, like around the metro parks, and I don't like that.
You don't?
It
never bothers me too much.
Well, see, like I'm so spoiled because I run at the parks in the morning and there's no one there, so it's like literally like so nice. You don't have to worry about anyone. Like, I'm like, oh, this is my backyard. Like no one's here. Like it's really great. Even in the afternoons, it's not that bad when I'm running during my lunch break. But yeah, the evenings. Also, the evenings are tough because like I want to do other stuff after work.
Yeah.
So like I usually want to like go lift or go to an open mic or do something else. Like so that does kind of like take away from being able to do other things. And I like the fact that I can like get running done without it affecting other parts of my life. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. I need to build in an exercise routine right now because I walk in Barley quite a bit, and evening walks are my favorite too. Like when it's cooling off, especially when I don't have anything going on later and I can smoke a joint and, just enjoy my walk. And like the best thing about walking, that I've noticed, like if I smoke a joint and can walk with him, and like I almost always write a joke by the end of it, like without trying. Like I'm just walking, not paying attention, but like something will click, an idea will click, and then I'll be like, oh, there's a bit there, and it's weird. And I've heard Lin-Manuel Miranda say that he writes when he walks too. Like I don't know if it's the same way, but I'm whatever. I just noticed that, especially when I'm high, like I get creative energy after I smoke. Do you smoke or?
So right now I'm not, because of the running. I'm just trying to like do everything I can to like help my lungs out.
Oh, I smoke before I run every time.
Oh, no,
I love it. It helps me.
No, that doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
Or
eat like a sativa gummy or something.
A gummy I probably could do, but like, yeah, I'm just trying to do my best to like make sure that my lungs are in like top shape as they can be. Cause like I also have like asthma. So like that doesn't like help. Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely smoke, just not as much right now.
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I smoke weed every day.
I do feel like, though, like I get so hungry when I smoke. I know that's not original at all, but like that's like one thing that like has always kind of bothered me a little bit, is like I'll like binge eat when I smoke.
Yeah.
And like that has like kind of like turned me off a little bit.
That's tough. I mean, I wouldn't say that I never do, because like there will be times I just fucking eat a half a box of Cheez-Its or something. But for the most part, I'm lucky I don't have that problem. Like I don't get the munchies too much. But I used to. I definitely feel like I used to. Like back in college, I would just. But I would also kind of make a point too. It's like, I'm gonna smoke before I eat because it's gonna make the food better. And I don't do that anymore. I just smoke whenever I feel like it.
Yeah.
You know, and especially these days when I have more time on my hands. I didn't smoke today, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm curious. Like, I know certain terpenes, which I don't remember which specifically, but when I was working at the dispensary, certain strains would be high in a certain terpene or whatever that would promote appetite. So it's going to give you the munchies and stuff like that. But then there would actually be certain strains that would suppress appetite, and certain strains that the science behind cannabis is amazing, and I can't wait for like 5-10 years from now, when there's even more research on the stuff, because I feel like we're just scratching the surface right now with how we understand cannabis and the different medical opportunities that it could have, because it's like it literally is like a miracle plant to me, because like it's got so many industrial uses, like with hemp rope and hemp paper, and it grows faster and more sustainable than trees and stuff. And it's just like it's like the conspiracy theory behind if you'll indulge me here for a second.
Sure.
But like the the paper industry it's crazy how much money that they make. Like, I used to work at these paper mills, like General Mills and Georgia Pacific, and not General Mills, it's a fucking cereal. Georgia Pacific is what I was trying to say. And Kimberly Clark, and these like giant
Dunder Mifflin.
Yeah. These giant paper mills, and we'd have the burners on these giant furnaces, and one burner is like 100 million BTUs per hour. It's crazy how big these things are, and we would have 2 burners drying, and if this machine is down, each hour, I'm pretty sure it's each hour that they're down, they're losing like $60,000 or something like that.
Wow,
it's crazy. And so my point of bringing that up is they don't want to change their processes and stuff like that, like for capitalistic reasons, blah blah blah. But it's like if they had their way, they'd push against hemp. Like, even if it's more sustainable and better for the planet, they're going to push away from it. And but same with like the pharmaceutical companies and stuff like that. Like, cannabis is used for pain relief and appetite, and for people to help deal with their cancer symptoms and chemo symptoms, and just pain relief. Like, I have back pain and stuff, and it helps with that, whatever. But like, they're going to be they have campaigned and pushed against the legalization of weed, and like, alcohol doesn't want weed legal because you smoke more. People replace weed with alcohol. They're going to drink less alcohol, and that's been studied and proven. And it's like, all of these things are fighting against this one plant that has all of these benefits, and it's a Schedule I federally right now, which means it has no medical use. It's the schedule is like, it's even scheduled higher than cocaine. Cocaine, I'm pretty sure, is level 2 or schedule 2 even. But it's just not, it just doesn't make logical sense. And it's just frustrating to me because I grew up scared of it because I grew up Catholic, and, but then once I tried it and learned more about it, and especially after I worked at the dispensary, I started learning about the cannabinoids and terpenes and the endocannabinoid system, which is a whole thing that basically is like the foundational building blocks of our of all of our systems in our body. So our immune system, our digestive system, our respiratory system, everything is kind of built with the endocannabinoid system. And so if there's an imbalance there, that's when you feel off or sick or whatever. And so you can kind of, it's not like weed, you smoke weed and it just balances everything out, but it can help supplement your endocannabinoid system and help you kind of regulate better. And exercise helps too. So
Of course.
yeah. So that, I mean, the connection between the two is definitely there, but that's a long walk for a short drink of water just to say that I think I'm excited for more research on weed because there's just so much untapped potential with
Man
it.
loves weed.
I love weed.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I love weed.
Yeah, I don't know enough about like all of the intricacies. Like you're talking about like the different. I mean, I know that there's like different strains, and different strains can like do different things for you or make you feel different ways. But like if I go to the dispensary or whatever, I don't like. I'm just like, oh, that one's got a cool name.
Yeah.
Like,
And-
or they're like indica or sativa. Like that's about as like deeply as I understand about it. So like finding the right weed that like makes you feel good and not hungry, and like also like makes you still laugh and like wanna like do things, and like all like I'm sure there's a formula for it, but I just like don't know what I would ask for,
Yeah, no, it's overwhelming because there's just so much, and you, especially in the industry, it's so easy to get bad information from people because and I know that because I worked in it, and I feel like I took it seriously, and I was pretty knowledgeable. I was one of the most knowledgeable, like that was working the floor and stuff. They would always have me working kiosk and stuff. But even I would catch myself realizing, oh, I just said some bullshit. Mm-hmm. And I did my best to, not, to be as truthful and as I could, and not like, because my goal was not to sell people weed just to upsell them or anything. Like I genuinely, like, these are the strains I like. This is what I know about this terpene and whatever.
Yeah.
But they would ask some questions, and like sometimes I would answer and I'm like, oh, well, I don't know if that was actually 100% true how I answered, and I felt bad. But nobody's regulating that. You know what I mean? And I've talked to other like bud tenders and stuff like that, and like some of the stuff they've told me, it just like it conflicts with some of the other stuff I've heard, and I'm just like, I'm not saying they're wrong and I'm right or one way or the other.
Yeah.
But there's just so much. There's just not like,
it's hard to get educated on it.
Yeah, and there was this site called Seed Talent that I was taking classes with, basically, and that taught me a lot, and that was really fun. And when I realized that my work didn't care about promoting me for continuing to build my knowledge on stuff like that, I kind of fell off on trying on it.
Yeah,
and then I quit shortly after that. But
yeah, I just remember like, I don't know, being in like high school or like even college, and like, your friends or whatever getting weed to like roll in a blunt, and like it was just like the shittiest like brick weed that like
Snickle Fritz.
Who knows where it came from? Like you gotta split out the seeds and stems and stuff.
Yeah.
And like now, I don't know what, 10 years later, you can like go to the dispensary and you're like, yeah, give me the tropic mimosa, like, whatever, like, and it's like perfectly crystallized. Like you can get like big buds, small buds, like you can literally like say I want this percentage THC, like I'm going to use one of our favorite words from this conversation, terpenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that word's getting a workout today.
Yeah. Do you pay attention to the terpenes at all?
No, I have no idea what that is.
All right,
We've just said it like 10 times. A terpene. It sounds like a turtle, like the Maryland mascot, the terrapin.
Yeah. I used to have this. It was like NCAA basketball, like 1998 or something, on our first Windows computer that we ever had when I was a kid, and I loved Maryland the terrapins.
Yeah, terrapins. Yeah, the terpenes.
Yeah. Their logo is just like that turtle or whatever, and it just looked like such a badass turtle, and so I would just always play with them. I don't know, you just unlocked a memory there.
Yeah. I don't know how often turtles are described as badass, so I kind of love that.
Yeah. And there was like it wasn't a cheat code or anything, it was just like a setting on that game, and you could turn the out of bounds off. And so it was wild.
Actually,
and
let's completely change the rules. Yeah. There's no out of bounds.
Yeah, and so and I turned fouling off too, so I could just like, it was basically NFL blitz but basketball, and I would just like push people, and then I would go to the complete
street ball. You're just playing and one.
Basically, and I would do full court shots from behind the other hoop even, and it was fun. I had to entertain myself because the normal game got boring.
I actually used to own a turtle as a child.
I did too, a little tiny one.
Yeah, his name was Bernard, and I brought him with me to my aunt's house. And when my aunt was watching me, and I had to like clean his tank or whatever, so she was supposed to like watch him on the yard while I was cleaning the tank, and she did not.
Oh, did he just get lost?
And he got away. He got away somewhere.
I hope that he did well for a little bit.
I'll give you the full story of what happened. So Bernard runs away. We don't have Bernard anymore. So my parents get me a new turtle to replace Bernard. And what do I name him? Bernard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's what kids do. They just rename.
Yeah.
So then I had this new turtle, and we had like a little like man-made pond at my parents' house growing up that we just had like a little like gate around where the turtle would live, in the nice weather. Otherwise, it would be in the glass tank inside. So about a week later, the neighbors all the way down at the end of the street that are family friends with my family, down the street from my aunt, the turtle shows up in their yard. So he's just living by himself for a week, making his way down the neighborhood, gets found. So now I have got Bernard and Bernard too.
Could you tell them apart?
Maybe not. I don't remember. They're like painted turtles, so they had like a little like streak along like the side of their face, and I think it was the same color.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fun. I at least you got him back. I'm glad that he didn't get scooped up by a bird or something.
Over by a car
or ran over.
Anything. Yeah. Bernard made it home.
Good. I had a tiny turtle. I don't even remember if I named him, but I also had a firebelly newt in a tank when I was a kid, and I wouldn't get the turtle out because he was like basically just swimming in the water most of the time. But the newt, I would get out sometimes and just let him crawl across my carpet, and I would get in trouble if I got caught doing that. So I don't think it was good for him, but he was all right for a little bit.
Yeah.
Real quick to terpenes, I guess, since we went on a tangent from the terpenes and so just this is Motor Breath number 15.
Motor Breath number 15. That's
15.
The name of the strand.
Yeah, select too. Okay. So that means, this is certified dispensary or certified cultivators, which is an Ohio grower. And certified has some of my favorite flower. If you see certified, it's probably going to be pretty good stuff, especially the select.
Whereas, who's the grower?
Certified.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's not like a label. That's like a brand.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So they have their terpenes listed here, and this is an indica, 35% THC, so pretty high on THC. This one gets you fucked up. But myrcene, it's this is milligrams per gram, 12.9. But I know it more as like a percentage. So if you move the decimal over one, it's like a 1.29 percentage.
Little math trick for you, for all you listeners out there.
So like the 1.29 myrcene that's a pretty decent number. And then limonene is the second one at 0.9. It's still pretty high. And then the caryophyllene is 0.49. So those are kind of like your top three. And then linalool is 2.2 or 0.22. So linalool specifically is found in lavender. And so when you think of lavender, what's it do?
It smells good.
Smells good,
yeah.
calming, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what linalool is as well. Like, so these terpenes are found in other plants and stuff like that. Like,
so all of those words that I've never heard that you used are all terpenes. They're all different types of terpenes.
Exactly. Like, myrcene is very prominent in mangoes. And
what do mangoes do?
They're uplifting, euphoric, tastes like mangoes, smells like mangoes. Kind of fruity. Limonene found in limes, lemons, citrus. It's also going to be uplifting. Caryophyllene, that's found in like cinnamon sticks, and like it's going to be more of like a spicy. And it's a weird terpene as far as effects go. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's that's what makes the strains different, is the different combinations of the terpenes and the cannabinoids, which are separate things. So cannabinoids, and we can move on from this after this, but are you interested in this at all, or do you want to move on?
I mean, it's definitely interesting. It's just a lot of words that I don't know.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick, I'll just wrap it up with the cannabinoids. So CBD.
Sure.
Have you heard of any others besides THC, CBD?
Is kratom?
No, that's a separate thing.
Okay.
So CBG is the mother of all cannabinoids. So when the cannabis plant grows, all cannabinoids start as CBG. And CBG in its form, when you smoke it or ingest it, it helps with like clarity and focus. But it turns into CBD. It turns into CBN. It turns into CBC. So CBG turns into all the other ones. That's why they call it the mother of all cannabinoids. But CBD is like anti-inflammatory and calming and helps with joint pain and stuff like that. CBC is going to be like uplifting and they call it like the happy, the euphoric or whatever. So if you see CBC in a gummy, it's a good to go like for daytime use and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then CBN, CB nighttime. That's how I remember it. CBN makes you sleep. So when you see something with CBN, it's gonna help you fall asleep. So so if you see. And there's more cannabinoids and stuff like that, but and I don't need to get any more detailed into it. But it's like you can imagine, like when I was like just inundated with all this stuff, and I just got super interested in it. I love nerding out about things, and like whenever I have a reason to learn it, and I'd be sitting at like when customers weren't there, I'd just scroll on the iPad and. Look, I learned about Rick Simpson oil, which is it's like the super, super, super concentrated weed oil, which might help cure skin cancer, according to Rick Simpson.
Okay.
But
it was named after him, so he would know.
He developed this process, and he tested it on himself and cured his own skin cancer, according to him. But the problem, just to bring this whole thing full circle, is the research hasn't been allowed to even happen because it's Schedule 1 federally. And so it's maliciously there so that research can't be done.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for that really long tangent.
It's all good. So like while you were talking about this, I was thinking about when I went to Hawaii, I went on this like chocolate tour. One of the
How does chocolate not melt in Hawaii? Come on.
well,
Okay.
if it's pure chocolate, so chocolate is kind of crazy because like it's so like watered down and different when you're like buying it at like the grocery store. Like you really like a Hershey's bar is like
Oh yeah, and they have like wax
garbage,
and stuff
dude.
in there
yeah,
too.
it's like
so
absolute garbage.
yeah.
So I can't remember, Lydgate Farms I think is the name of the farm, the chocolate farm I went to. So they used to export something else, but then like after years and years, like the soil gets bad for that. So then they started doing chocolate, and they realized like it's like the perfect conditions to grow chocolate. And they, after growing for a few years, they entered these like world chocolate competitions, and I think they ended up getting like third and then like second, and I don't know if they won the last time or whatever, but just like super super high quality and like amazingly delicious. And so on the tour, you see like the fields with like the cocoa or cacao, I don't know, I remember how to pronounce it exactly, trees with like the big pods, and they split it open, they literally like pull out like it's pure white inside.
Oh, I've seen. I've seen videos.
It's like these
of
like
this,
white pods on the inside, and apparently it's like whatever is the cocoa or cacao is a euphoric thing. So like you eat a few of them and you like literally like you have like a euphoric feeling, just like this raw. I'm just gonna call it cacao, so I stopped saying two different things.
Yeah.
This raw cacao, it's like you get like a euphoric feeling, and it's true. Like they gave it to us. They're like, here's a couple of pods, and you feel like a little bit uplifted. Mm-hmm. So whatever is in there, who knows if it's some sort of terpene or not.
Any plant has terpenes, so yeah, it's gonna have some kind of terpenes.
Yeah. And so then they go, they kind of talk to you about like the process, and they give you a bunch of samples, and they give you the samples of the stuff that they make, but they also do this whole tasting of like, I want to say like a dozen different chocolates from around the world. And it is insane how different like this super pure, like their process that they do, it's like super pure. I wish it was more recent in my memory so I could tell you like a little bit more information about how they do it. But it's so good. Like I literally was like, oh, I'm a chocolate snob now. Like I only want to eat like this chocolate. It's so good.
Yeah.
And they give you like, okay, here's a chocolate from, Ethiopia or whatever. Here's a chocolate from Hershey's. Like here's a bunch of different ones. And dude, once you taste these other chocolates and then you taste like a Hershey's bar, like this is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
It's so gross.
I don't eat Hershey bars, but I like Mally's, which I feel like is at least higher quality than Hershey, but who knows like how much better it is. Like how would you compare Mally's, I guess, to that?
Anything that has like a waxiness to it is not like pure chocolate. So Mally's, as far as I remember, because it's been a while since I've actually had like a Mally's bar, but I do remember them having like a waxy coating on it. So like that would imply that they have some other ingredients in there.
Yeah.
Which I know that they do.
Sure.
But yeah, so it's just kind of crazy. Like I don't know. You're just talking about like the terpenes and all these different plants and stuff like that. And like the feelings that you get, like you're talking about with the lavender, which when I was in grad school, I took a marketing class, and they actually talked specifically about lavender and how it's used in marketing. So like say you go to like we'll call it a candle store because that's just the easiest example, right?
I love a good candle store.
Good candle
Warm
store.
glow on the border of Indiana and Ohio on 70. Take me there any day.
Look at that. Man who knows his candles. Depending on what like scent, they have, you're going to feel different ways. So like lavender is going to calm you down, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. Vanilla's a big one. I'm trying to remember exactly what vanilla did. But we found out, and I don't know if this is still a practice that they do, but McDonald's would actually have smells that they would send through their air duct system to make you hungrier.
Oh my gosh. That's not surprising, but so fucked up.
Yeah. So it's all it's all psychological. That's
like
why
Vegas pumps oxygen into the casinos so that people are more awake.
Right,
too.
and has no windows and no clocks.
Yeah.
So you don't know what time it is or how you're supposed to, feel.
Yeah.
Or how long you've been there. And they also make their floors a maze on purpose so you get lost. So you're there, you spend more time on the floor. Yeah, we talked about all this stuff. What was the other one I was going to say? Oh, grocery stores. They design grocery stores to have the bakery near the entrance because they want you to smell fresh baked goods because then you get hungrier and then you buy more stuff.
Yeah.
So it's all psychological.
Yeah. Huh. That makes sense. And now that I'm walking into a giant eagle in my head, the bakery's right there off to the left. Mm-hmm. Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah. It's crazy how thought through a lot of this stuff is that like you just take for granted, like not take for granted, but like don't even think about or realize.
Yeah. And this is stuff that's like not harmful. You know what I mean? But it's still deceptive. It is. Yeah. And I guess minimally harmful or whatever. But my point in bringing that up is like there's so much stuff that these corporations know, and they're using that data without us knowing. Like they're like that, like all the data farms,
literally
and stuff,
weaponized.
Like, it's like the ads and stuff we get, and that we're bombarded by. Like that's not good for our mental health,
dude. It's crazy. So, and I've heard that this is the way that these ads work, and I don't know if it's exactly true or not. But like, so the other day I went to get a haircut, right? And the person cutting my hair, she was talking, we were talking about running and everything like that. And she was like, have you ever done, what are those, like foam rollers or whatever? Yeah. And I was like, no, not really. And she's like, oh, there's like this place. It's like a foam roller like class that you can go to. And like whatever the name of the place was, I don't remember off the top of my head. But then later on that evening, I was getting advertisements on like Instagram or Facebook or whatever for that place. I had never looked it up, had never done anything. Mm-hmm. It was just literally a conversation we had. So I don't know if she's looked it up before and like it was on her phone, but what I've heard, and I read this a while ago, so I don't know exactly, take it what you will, take it with a grain of salt or whatever. But like the way that your advertising on your phone will work a lot of the time, other than taking direct from like what you've searched, it will utilize people that you've been in close contact with, what they've searched for, and then add advertisements to your phone.
That's wild.
Yeah. Like, so if like you and I being in close contact for a while now, you might get some advertisements for things that I've been looking up, and I might get some advertisements for things that you've been looking up because it assumes that like, we're friends or family or whatever, and we would have similar interests. And so like it does like a cross-pollination like that. Yeah.
Well, if you start getting ads for bass guitars out of the blue, know that it probably came from my phone because I searched. I'm pretty sure I just searched on Facebook Marketplace. I'm not even sure and then I started getting ads on like Instagram, which I know is all meta, I guess, but still, it was weird. It felt weird. But then I bought a used bass guitar the other day, and I've just gotten a few ads. So it's just an example. If you see them, just let me know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get ads for terpenes after this
Probably,
conversation.
yeah. It's gonna be like
every terpene you can imagine.
oh, you'll be getting. Do you get maybe you already get these, but the Seth Rogen houseplant brand
No,
ads.
I have not gotten
maybe you'll get those
any
now.
Seth Rogen advertisements.
So he has a houseplant brand, and it's like these like clay handmade like cool ashtrays and stuff like that. But then he's got his own line of THC seltzers now that you can buy online. You can buy them. I've almost bought a case, but I don't know. Weed drinks are weird right now because it's not as regulated, and the quality's not 100% there. I drink them at bars and stuff, but like they're not consistent across brands, and that's what I don't like about it. You know? But I don't know.
Did you, when you were younger, did you ever get those hydroponics commercials that were like, it was like this lady, like, don't let me catch you with your plants down. It was like they were like trying to make it like sexy. It was like, oh, dude, those are so funny. You'll have to check. It was like a hot commercial in Cleveland. It was all over the place.
That's funny. I'm gonna have to write that down.
Yeah, they like tried to make it like super sexy, but it was like kind of like a low key like, here's how you can grow weed at home with hydroponics.
Nice.
But yeah, I've done some CBD drinks. Like you said, sometimes you get a little bit of something out of it. Sometimes you don't really get anything out of it.
Yeah. The bars lately, a lot of the bars are having like actual like the THC drinks and stuff too. And a few of those I've like. There's one called like High Tide, which I liked.
There's a lot more like non-alcoholic bars popping up these days too.
I love it.
Yeah, there's a big one that filled in where Platform used to be.
Yeah. Shoot, it's a kava bar. I've been there. I like kava too.
Yeah, it's a weird place.
Yeah,
I've been in there like twice, and it was like very bizarre.
Were you in there during a rave or something? Because I know they do raves there sometimes.
No, they like were doing like this like I don't even want it. Like I would describe it as a drum circle without drums. Like they were like they had like little like instruments that like people were playing, but like it was more like dancing, and it was super like they had like some sort of like drum music playing, but like no one was just like sitting there playing drums. They just had like tambourines or whatever, and were like dancing around, and it was super loud. It was just very and it was right when you walked in.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just like very aggressive.
Yeah. Not as inviting as you were hoping it to feel.
Yeah, well, there's not like I would have expected it to be more of like a relaxing zone.
When I was there, that's what it was like. But
yeah.
When I sold my house, the person that took my pictures of the house was like her friends like own it, or she goes there all the time or whatever, and so she was telling me about it, and she was like probably talking about that drum circle or whatever like she said it was like kind of like a rave thing or whatever too. Maybe these are separate things, I don't know, but it's when I went there it was just like during like a late morning, early afternoon or whatever, and there weren't many people in there, and I just chilled and drank kava and just wrote or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty funny. So did you stick around for it, or did you just like leave?
Well, I was like meeting some people, so I was there for like one drink, and then we were like, yeah, let's get out of here. And the menu is like actually really like intimidating too.
Yeah.
It's like so many things, and then like
you don't know what's different specific things do what.
Yeah. And I asked like the bartender, and she went on like a 10-minute like information dump, and I was like,
like I did with terpenes.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. That's fair. All right. So let's do top 5 real quick just to get that done. So I don't forget.
Yeah.
We're at hour and 42 right now.
Okay. I wrote down my top 5, so I just want to pull it up.
Cool. I asked you to come up with a top 5, and you said top 5 rats, and you said or rodents potentially, and I asked to open it up to rats, but also mice, since they're basically the same.
They're very similar. I made my list with just rats in mind, but then I added a few mice as alts.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I have 2 rats on mine and then 3 mice. But I'm excited to hear your rats.
Yeah, so how do you normally do these top 5 lists? Do you go 5 to 1? Is it even ranked? What's your format?
There hasn't been enough, I haven't done it enough to have a format. So if you have a certain way you want to do it, feel free, or we kind of been back and forth. Let's do, I guess, if you want to start with 5 or 1, but we'll just go back and forth 1 to 1.
Okay. I didn't necessarily put them in any order. So you want to just talk about them, and then we can at the end be that's the number 1 rat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go 5 to 1 on mine, but my order is not super specific, other than maybe the top 1, maybe 2.
Okay.
But the rest are just these are in the top 5. It doesn't, with no particular order.
Okay. Well, here's the top 1 on my list. It doesn't necessarily mean they're number 1, just the first one that I thought of that came to mind when I thought of top 5 fictional rats. Master Splinter.
Yep. Nice. He's my number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you started talking about turtles earlier, and I almost said something about Master Splinter. I was like, I'll save it for later. But yeah, it doesn't get much cooler than a karate rat who's raised 4 supernatural karate turtles.
Yeah, I remember watching that
the
live action movie of that, and being freaked out a little bit by Splinter because he looked creepy. And being a little confused that he was the good guy, you know what I mean? And but I did love it. We had a storm drain in my parents' backyard, and I would just lay on the ground and stare down the storm drain and just hope that I would see a turtle running by. Legit was hoping that I would see a turtle.
That's so funny. How old were you at this time? 32.
Yeah, it was a few years ago.
Yeah.
Probably 9 or 10 or so. Old enough to know better.
Yeah. When you say the live action, because didn't they make a more recent live action one? Was there an older live action one?
I'm not sure. I just know of I just remember a live action from the 90s.
Okay. So yeah, because they definitely made one a few years ago. I haven't seen that one, but when I think of live action movies like that, the one that comes to mind is the Mario Brothers one. And that one is just such a classic. But I probably had seen the Ninja Turtles one. I just don't remember it as well.
I have it on DVD if you want to borrow it.
Kinda.
All right, I'll find it. All right, what's your other one, your next one?
Next one I wrote down is Pikachu.
Shit!
He's an electric rat. Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah,
I'd never even thought about Pikachu as a mouse or rat or whatever.
Yeah, I'm 90. It's been a long time since I've played Pokemon, but I'm 90% sure that he's classified as an electric rat. Huh. It might be electric mouse, but I'm pretty sure it's an electric rat. And it doesn't get much more in the zeitgeist of America than Pikachu. Every child knows who Pikachu is.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. My nephews are loving Pokemon right now.
Yeah,
it's fun to see them.
And how many Pokemon are there these days? There's got to be thousands.
Yeah,
I remember when it was just 150, and then they added 2. And you're like, oh shit, that's Mewtwo.
Yeah,
that's the most rare Pokemon there is.
Yeah. Oh, that was really cool actually. When I was home last weekend or a few weekends ago for my nephew's birthday party, something was brought up about Pokemon and Mew and Mewtwo, and I was like, I thought that Mewtwo evolved from Mew, and then my nephew, who's 5, corrected me. He's like, no, that's not true. And I guess Mewtwo or Mew, one of them has like all of the DNA from all the Pokemon or something like that, and that's what makes one or the other. I can't remember. There's something weird with that, but it was just fun to be taught by my 5-year-old nephew. You know, because like there's not many things that they know more about than I do.
I'm sure you can find some topics. Like
I'm sure, yeah.
Any, like kids show these days.
Teach me about Bluey.
Yeah, they could definitely school you on that.
Yeah.
Or probably any iPad game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But that's funny. Yeah, I remember being a kid and like, do you remember those like Pokeballs that had like the gold Pokemon in them?
Yeah.
That was like, was that like a McDonald's thing or was that, or was like something to do with like the Pokemon movie when that came out? I think it was.
Someone in school had one and I was super jealous of it, but I never had one myself.
I remember, we would play Pokemon on like the bus ride, home from school or whatever. And the older kids stole my Charizard from me.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Like, was it holographic?
Yeah, dude. It was like,
oh man,
I was so excited. I was like, oh, I got a Charizard. And they were like, oh, let me see it. Took it. Never gave it back.
That's so fucked.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens when you're a kid on the bus.
I'm sorry that
the
happened
older kids,
to you.
Beat the shit out of you.
Yeah. Oh man. That was one of my questions we can get to after this. Was that if you were ever bullied? Because I was bullied when I was a kid. And it sucks.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law, he just sold his Charizard last year. Actually, he had it rated and everything. I'm pretty sure he sold it for like $700 or something like that.
Nice.
Whatever version he had. I know there are different versions of it and stuff, but
yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you couldn't get your $700 or whatever.
That would have been like a 20+ year investment.
Yeah.
But still, I was like 9. I don't know. So like, yeah, it would have been a long term investment.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway.
All right. So I guess since I started on 5 with Master Splinter, I'm just gonna go up the list to 4.
Oh, so Master Splinter was your number 5?
Yeah.
Okay, so we both had Master Splinter on there. Okay.
Yeah. My number 4 is Ratigan. Do you remember Ratigan?
Give me a little more context.
The Great Mouse Detectives.
Oh, so I was trying to remember if there was a rat in that, and I couldn't remember.
Oh
so.
yeah, he's like a he's like a just a good bad guy. Mm-hmm. Like not like he's a good. He's just like a
good job at being a bad guy.
Exactly. Yeah. He's perfectly a little bit scary and menacing. It's and it's a fun movie too.
Okay.
It's Sherlock Holmes but mice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't really remember it. I remember like the name, and I was like, I'm sure I've seen it, but like I couldn't place it, and I think I kept getting it confused with Fievel Goes West.
Oh, we'll be talking about that one later.
So like those like older cartoons, I was like trying to like rack the archives of my brain when I was going through this list, and I just didn't have enough like like solid grasp of it for me to be like, okay, here's who the characters were and why they would make for the top 5. So yeah.
That makes sense. Mm. All right, what's your next one?
The next one I have on my list is Rizzo the Rat from the Muppets.
I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with the Muppets. I watched them as a kid, but I don't remember them.
Rizzo is hilarious. So I think I don't know if they introduced him in the Christmas Carol, like the Muppets Christmas Carol or whatever, but he was like a big player in that. And he was like Gonzo's sidekick, and Gonzo was supposed to be what's the main character from Christmas Carol?
Scrooge?
Not Scrooge, the
Tiny Tim?
No, sorry, I mean not I mean writer. Sorry, who's the writer of the Christmas Carol?
Dickens?
Dickens. So Gonzo was supposed to be Dickens, and Rizzo was like his like sidekick. And like it starts off right off the bat. He's like Dickens didn't have a sidekick.
That's really funny.
Yeah. And then there's this whole scene where he like climbs, like they're trying to get to Scrooge, and they like climb over his like fence, and it's like a cast iron fence, right? So you know, like the poles are like spread out. And Rizzo's like, oh, I forgot like whatever snack he was eating, my like peanuts or whatever. And so then he like goes through the fence and like picks up the peanuts and then like comes back. And Gonzo's like, you could fit through the fence the whole time.
Yeah.
And I just like to try to remember, I just searched like Rizzo the Rat. 'Cause I was like, I know he's been in some other stuff. He was in a crossover commercial for The Sopranos, which is just so insane that the Muppets and The Sopranos had a crossover commercial.
Yeah.
So are you familiar with The Sopranos, right?
I've seen the first like 2 episodes 3 times.
That's definitely one way to watch it.
I need
I would
to
just watch it. Yeah, I would just keep watching.
I know. Yeah, long story.
Yeah. So anyway, there's like Paulie, who's like, you know, one of Tony Soprano's capos or whatever. So it's like Paulie and another dude, and they're Bobby. That's who it is. Paulie and Bobby, and they're like talking whatever. And Rizzo and Pepe, you know, Pepe the prawn or whatever, King Prawn. Oh man, these are
from the Muppet. Okay,
from the Muppets. Yeah,
it's ringing a bell. Yeah,
right. So like, they're coming up, and Pepe's like, okay, I got this. So then Pepe walks up, and the actual jokes that they say are so funny. And then Rizzo comes up, and like the Sopranos like freak out. They're like, oh, we can't talk to a rat.
That's so good.
They like send him away. It was actually I would just search it on YouTube later. The Sopranos and Muppets crossover commercial. Rizzo the Rat.
That's really funny.
He was also in another, I think it was like Muppets Go to Space. And like I usually don't know this much stuff about the Muppets, even though they're really funny. I just was like looking up. I wanted to remember, because I remembered him being really funny, but I like couldn't remember what he was in. And so I just watched a couple scenes on YouTube, and this one was from Muppets in Space, and they did like all these like typical like rat experiments, you know, where they like had him like go through like a maze, and like had him decide between like cheese and rat poison, and it's like actually really dark for being the Muppets.
Yeah,
but it was pretty funny. So anyway, I'll stop talking about Rizzo the Rat now.
That's funny. All right, my number 3 is Jerry from Tom and Jerry.
Okay, Mouse. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. That was one of my favorite cartoons to watch when I was a kid.
Jerry's on my Mouse list that I made.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Jerry was so intelligent, I guess.
Yeah.
He was very crafty.
Mm-hmm.
He always got the better of Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun. Because like, I mean, it's kind of funny to look back at it, because like if you think about the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote,
mm-hmm.
it's basically the same thing as Tom and Jerry.
Were they part of Looney Tunes? Or were they their own thing?
I can't remember.
Okay.
I feel like they were separate, because Sylvester would have been Tom. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Sylvester and Tweety were kind of like the Looney Tune version of it,
okay.
like with the cat and the bird.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they were Looney Tunes though, and
because I'm trying to remember, because it wasn't Speedy Gonzales Looney Tunes, and I feel like he was like Jerry's like cousin or something.
Maybe. I'm not sure. We need to. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah,
later.
Because Speedy Gonzales is on my list of mice, because he's
Same.
also a mouse.
Yeah, he's on mine too.
But like very problematically racist.
I hadn't considered that. But
yeah. I mean, at the time when we were children, or yeah, I mean, because what year was Looney Tunes? Probably the 80s or 90s, and so it might have came
Earlier
out
than
before.
that, even, yeah.
Yeah, so when the times that we would have been watching this, we were children.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I haven't like gone back and watched Looney Tunes, but like I know that they like put a disclaimer, like, you know, this is a reflection of the period that this was like in and everything
Yeah.
like that.
Pepe Le Pew was a problem.
It was a big problem. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a sex pest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Looney Tunes, I haven't watched Looney Tunes, and I wonder what the experience would be like watching it now as like an adult, and yeah, like how different it would be.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen it not too long ago, and it was fun, but it was just like a standalone, just like one episode or so.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. That's interesting because like they're not like Foghorn Leghorn. I'm sure had some problematic scenes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's definitely a few problematic characters in there.
Yeah. So speaking of Speedy Gonzalez, he's my number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say you're second to last?
No, but both of those are on my mouse list. The second to last one that I wrote for rats is Remy from Ratatouille.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who has done more culturally for rats than Remy?
Nobody. Yeah.
Like, he's literally like, you think of rat, and that's one of the top ones that you think of, is the one just controlling this chef.
Yeah.
And how to make French cuisine.
I saw that movie late and only once. So I mean, I liked it, but it's not like not like burned into my.
Never actually seen the movie.
Oh, you haven't?
It's just such a
that's even
cultural
funnier.
icon
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
like everyone knows what that is.
I definitely like he was on my short list.
Mhm.
He didn't make the cut though.
Mm.
But yeah, that's he did everything. He normalized rats being in the kitchen, which
we needed.
We definitely needed
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
That was a big problem in this country. Is wanted less rats in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Thank God.
All right. So was that your last one?
No, I have one more.
Okay. What's your last? What's your last one?
Scabbers, Ron Weasley's pet rat from
Oh,
Harry Potter.
Fuck yeah. Also, Pettigrew. Peter Pettigrew.
Peter Pettigrew. Yeah. That's who he really was. Spoilers.
Fuck.
Yeah, but like just a wild thing that this like adult man was pretending to be a rat for a child for like 12 years before they like caught him.
Yeah.
Like, what a insane plot line that they just kind of really, glossed over.
Yeah. It's such a complex world that she wrote, and it's just like the fact that they discover him with the map by seeing him moving around on the map is just such a cool discovery device. I had seen all the movies, but I only read like the first and second book when I was like younger, and I was daunted by how big the books started getting.
Yeah.
And I wasn't much of a reader at the time. But fuck, where was I going with that? Shit, man. What were we talking about?
Rats, dude.
Rats,
We're
I know.
talking about rats right now, bro.
Damn. Oh, yeah. So during COVID, I listened to all the audiobooks. And so I listened to Sorcerer's Stone, then I watched the movie. Then I listened to Chamber of Secrets, then I watched the movie.
Yeah.
And for anyone that hasn't read the books, J.K. Rowling is, of course, a problematic person who's an asshole because she hates trans people. But anyway, she writes a really good book, and I really enjoyed that process of it. It was just really fun to. Have you read the books? Or did you read the books?
I read them when I was in like middle school or whenever they came out. So like
All
I
of
read
them?
them. Yeah, I read all the books, all of like the original, 7 or whatever. There's like, obviously been a bunch of like spin-offs with like Fantastic Beasts and like all this other stuff. So yeah, I read the original ones and I watched the movies, but like I haven't been the type of person that like has gone back and reread or rewatched any of the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people get really like into it and like will watch it all the time or whatever. I mean, so I thought, I liked it when I was younger and I think it has its utility, but like I just never, it didn't like capture me in a way that like I stuck with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The girl I was dating during COVID was like obsessed with it too, so that kind of pushed me towards it a bit. She made the joke a few different times that I believed it was actually more rooted in reality, that I had to, like, if I wanted to keep dating her, I had to read the Harry Potter books. And I was like, oh, I mean, I want to, so sure, whatever.
Yeah, and then you bought a wand.
Yeah. I actually she needed a door stop for one of her outside door or whatever, because it kept slamming shut with the wind and stuff. And so I made this like wood door stop, but then I painted it black I can't remember what I painted it, but I put like Harry Potter glasses, like a real close up, so it wasn't like the full frame of it or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like the lightning bolt or whatever. And it was a nice birthday present, like as part of a birthday present or whatever.
Was she into butterbeer?
Yeah, she and her friends went to Harry Potter World a couple times and got like butterbeer and stuff. Yeah.
I just remember when I was doing this like training program that like they did like this Harry Potter night, and like all the people, like I went to it just to like be social, but like all the people that were like really into it were like making this like butter beer, and they were like really like pushing it on people. They're like, you have to have the butter beer, you have to have the butter beer. And I was like, that actually seems kind of gross.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember what was in it, but like it did not seem appetizing.
Yeah, I've never had it. I don't know what's in it either.
I think it's like literally like butter.
Oh,
like I think they put like butter in it.
Yeah.
Which is like,
I like butter.
I like butter too, but like I'm not trying to drink a glass of butter, dude.
That's true. That was your top, right?
I wouldn't say top. I didn't really have them in an order.
But your fifth.
My fifth one. And then I do have an honorable mention.
All right, go ahead, and then I'll do my number one.
Do your number one, then I'll do my honorable mention.
All right. Fievel. Fievel from Fievel Goes West. Yeah, because my grandma had that movie when like at her house, and so like when we were over there, it was just one of the movies that we would watch a lot because I loved it, but I never had it at home. So,
but he's a mouse, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure, because I remember really liking that movie when I was a kid, but I don't really remember like the specifics of it.
I don't remember. I can't remember why he has to travel.
Why he has to go west.
Why he has to go west. I never. And apparently it's a rush. Apparently it's a sequel too. And
of Fievel Goes East.
Well, so it's actually called An American Tale.
Yeah, American Tale. Yeah.
But I never saw the first one. I just saw Fievel Goes West. But there's a cat that like teaches him how to be a cowboy and stuff, and I can't remember though. There's like a spider and stuff.
One of the few that the sequel was better than the original.
Probably. Yeah. I never saw the first.
Yeah. I remember the name of the movie American Tale, but I don't really remember watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, Fievel Goes West. Okay, so my honorable mention, because he was a rat, but he's officially been a mouse since 2012. Do you have any idea who it is?
It's not Mickey, is it?
No.
No, I don't know.
Your favorite and mine, Charles E. Cheese. He was originally a rat, and then because they wanted more like family-friendly marketing, They officially changed him to a mouse in 2012.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And now he's committing credit card fraud.
Yeah. Have you ever seen like the old like animatronic Chuck E. Cheese's?
Oh, I went to them.
They are horrifying.
Yeah. I didn't find it horrifying at the time, but looking back, I should have.
Yeah. They look something fierce. They literally made like a horror movie. Was it Five Nights at Freddy's? Like based off of the animatronics.
I never saw that, but I saw Willy's Wonderland, which is similar with Nicolas Cage.
That doesn't surprise me.
You haven't seen it yet?
No, but Nicolas Cage's.
Dude,
yeah.
You got to check out Willy's Wonderland. It came out in like 2020, like during COVID or something like that. I don't know if I want to spoil this or not. It doesn't spoil too much, but I'm just going to tell you, Nicolas Cage doesn't say a single word the entire movie.
Okay.
And it's still engaging, and he's still a good actor. Like he's still Nicolas Cage, but I love Nicolas Cage, but it's a pretty crazy movie. I'm not a big horror movie fan. This one I like though. Like it's pretty wild.
Yeah. No, I like Nicolas Cage, but he's done some really bad movies.
Oh,
yeah,
100%. But he's done some really good stuff too.
Some really amazing movies. Yeah.
One of my favorite movies is actually Adaptation. Have you seen it? I don't know if it won awards, but I'm pretty sure it was like nominated for some stuff. But it's got Meryl Streep in it, and it's about a guy who's a writer and he's trying to adapt a book to a screenplay or something like that, and it's like a legit drama thriller. Like
okay.
It's really good.
Interesting. Yeah. Trying to think. The last Nicolas Cage movie I watched was that vampire one with
I haven't seen that yet.
what is that one called? I can't remember, but it was actually a pretty good movie. I liked it.
It starts with an R.
Renford, something like that.
Yeah.
I think I watched it on like a plane, and I was like, "Oh, this is, better
Good
than I
plane
thought
movie.
it was going to be." Yeah.
I watched Dungeons and Dragons on the plane, which I felt like it was a good plane movie.
Yeah.
It was fun. I didn't need to see it like in the theaters, but it was fun. Cool. Did you have anything else on that?
No, I was just going to ask you where this top 5 thing came from, because like when you asked me about the podcast, you're like, "Yeah, just give me a top 5," and I was like,
"Yeah,
top 5 what?"
So, so when I used to do a movie podcast with some buddies, and we would do a random top 5 like that was inspired by whatever movie we were watching. So like when we watched Ocean's 11, the top 5 was top 5 heist movies. And so I kind of just like it as an idea, just like, I don't know, just a way to, just a random top 5 to come up with a reason to think about something different. And I don't know. Yeah. And I just like categorizing things, I guess. But I like the weirdness of it. But yeah, nothing more than that. No deep meaning or anything.
Okay. Yeah, I was just, when you said that, I was like, all right, what's like a funny top 5 topic?
Yeah.
And yeah, I was like, fictional rats sounds really fun.
I agree. I liked it. So I got a few more questions for you before we wrap this up.
Yeah, hit me.
Let's see. What are UFOs?
Probably things that are just misinterpreted. like when you thought Starlink was a UFO. So probably generally it's just like something you don't understand what it is, or like you're seeing it, and it's just like something mundane.
So you don't believe in aliens?
Not that I don't believe in aliens, but like I think that if there was like real legit contact, it wouldn't be so hushed, you know? I don't think it would be like something that would be hidden so easily. I think like it would be pretty well known that there was like contact. You know what I mean? I think that would be hard to hide.
I I feel like it's I don't know. I feel like it is I might have to just stop asking this question because I have such a hard stance on it, or such a hard opinion on it, I guess. Because I just feel like it's like people have been silenced, with all of it, and it's just like technology has been suppressed and stuff potentially. Um, but I've just I've just seen like documentaries and stuff like that, and I've seen some things and just heard some different testimonials and stuff, and it's just like it's just so hard for me to believe that there's not some kind of cover up or something going on, and like with Area 51 and everything like that, and it's like, and I get it that like it would be hard to cover something like that up for so long, but at the same time more whistleblowers are coming out, but they've put so much of a fear around it because the people that are suppressing it, I mean, if it's true that they're suppressing it, it seems like they've silenced people by killing or injuring them, and stuff like that.
Well, and like I can get on board with you with that side of that belief, but like I look at it from the other side, right? So like, who are these aliens? So like, all right, what is the likelihood of a single alien, or maybe like a handful of aliens, crash landing, so not being able to control their ship, or like somehow getting in hot water where they're in a position where they can get captured and taken away? So like that's a small likelihood already, right? So like we'll call it one instance or several instances of that. So say that does happen. You don't think like their alien family or government or whatever would be like, hey, Mike went missing in this solar system. Let's send out a search party. And like more wouldn't come. Like that's where I think it would be really hard to have some sort of like conspiracy cover up,
I see what you're saying. What I've heard, and let me just say, I still take all of this with a grain of salt. So like what I'm saying isn't stuff that I necessarily am going to fight tooth and nail with, but like I've heard that like the different types of aliens and stuff like that, there's different types, but then like the grays, which are like the normal like bug eye looking, I've heard them referred to as like almost like a drone, like they're soulless and stuff like that, and they're like sent out as like a scout by other aliens, so they're like they don't care as much if they go missing. But I've even heard that like the ships might have their own like intelligence and stuff like that and stuff. But the thing that really intrigues me the most, and is like kind of the alternate history theory, like with the pyramids and stuff like that, and just like how thousands of years ago we might have lost like information and stuff like that, and like this technology, and like Tesla was building a technology with the Wardenclyffe Tower, which would have given like free wireless energy to people, And there's been theories about the pyramids being these energy devices, basically. And Tesla was like researching that, and that's there's a whole thing with Tesla and like his research and stuff getting destroyed and stolen and all that stuff, and which is sad, because like if you think about where our technology could be if people would have continued to invest in him, because he died like broke, like, and ignored, which is just extremely sad, in like early 1900s. And he was like working on these, I don't know, just like we could be living in a lot easier time, where the focus is on making people's lives easier rather than making profit for a few, you know what I mean? But my point is, like, how did all these pyramids and stuff get built? How did all this stuff get built? And like, it's at this point, it feels like the elephant in the room, the elephant on Earth, that like we've just like accepted as a society. It's just like, oh yeah, that's just like ropes and pulleys and stuff. It's like, no, it's not how it happened. I don't know how it happened. I'm not saying I claim that I do, but there's like there has to be some kind of greater truth that's being hidden from us, you know what I mean? And that it feels like there's like a connection to UFOs and that like ancient technology and stuff. And I've listened to the Telepathy Tapes podcast, which is she basically demonstrates different like experiments to prove telepathy between non-verbal autistic kids and stuff.
I've heard the first few episodes.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Nice. What do you think?
It was very convincing. Like I said, I only heard the first few episodes, so I didn't like finish the series. But one of my buddies introduced it to me when we were driving home from Columbus, and we just listened to it on our drive back to Cleveland. And I was like yeah, like a lot of like jaw open moments where I was like, whoa, like that's really crazy.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not being cynical of it at all, but just the fact that like there isn't more out there about this, at least like not like I would have liked to have seen like some sort of like video companion or something, like to see a little bit more of like what was going on. But
she says you can go on her website to verify some of their tests and stuff like that.
Okay.
I haven't done it, but I trust that.
Yeah, that's
could.
what like.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not being cynical. I'm just saying like I think I would have a little bit stronger opinion had I had a little bit more of that companion work. And like you said, I could probably go watch it. And
I hope they do a full, which they probably are. They'd be stupid not to, but like a full like video documentary about this subject too, which I would hope they're working on in tangent with the podcast.
Yeah,
because they're working on season 2 right now.
Okay. Yeah, but it was good. It was good. It was pretty compelling and definitely interesting, and just like really wild.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, to kind of loop back to your ancient civilization stuff, I mean, that stuff is also, very interesting, and like asking the questions of like how it got there, and like, what was there an alien technology that helped with it? And I'm not going to pretend that I've like researched into this enough to know or to like form like an extremely strong opinion one way or the other. But I will say like the thing that you cannot discount is that like indentured servitude is a type of labor that can get a lot of things done that seems superhuman, because they were literally working people into the ground. Like, they didn't care if they lived or died. Like, they just were literally using slave labor to do the work. So, like, it might make it seem unreal just because of how, the conditions of how people were treated.
Yeah, but just like the sheer size of the blocks that they would have to move just doesn't seem possible. Because, like, even if even if we wanted to build the pyramids today, like with our current equipment that we know of, it would be a really difficult feat, even with, hundreds of thousands of people and equipment that can cut these stones precise and stuff. Like the fact that they're able to cut the stones so precisely and form them into like the pyramids that are at the scale that they are, and like each block is like tons and tons of, it's just, I just can't wrap my head around that just being done by dragging the blocks. It just doesn't compute with me. I've heard people refer to like a polar shift that just our Earth happens. It happens with Earth like regularly, and like, and it's interesting to me because like there's like the biblical tie-ins and stuff too, and just like with the flood and stuff like that, and they just talk about how the cynical side of me is like the billionaires who are building their doomsday, or like the conspiratorial side of me, I guess, is like all these billionaires are building like these doomsday things, and so they're either building it because they know like we're going to rise up and not take their shit one of these days, like we have been, and I feel like it's just growing, like the support for humanity is growing.
Yeah.
Which is a sad sentence to have to say, but or they know about like this polar shift or whatever, and I've heard there's like on the UFO subreddits and stuff like that, there's always been a 2027 date like dangled out there about like some kind of weird event or whatever. And I've heard it's like, oh, that's going to be like when the most optimistic view, which I tend to buy into, not just because I'm an optimist, but is like it's like a very it's supposed to be, and this is like kind of a Nostradamus thing, like people who have like astral projected into the future or whatever. I don't know. There's remote viewing. I've like kind of scratched the surface on a bunch of weird niche topics and stuff, and it's just. But it like basically they say it's like we're in like the age of enlightenment and stuff like that, and it kind of makes sense like with technology and how it's grown and stuff like that. Like like we're retaining more information because we have more information in our pockets and stuff like that, and we don't have to. More people are able to.
I don't know if we're retaining more information
as a collective.
We're being inundated with more information. We're being suffocated with more information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that feels like by design to confuse like what the actual reality is. Like, you know what I mean? Like how many people can stop and think about life? Like when you're struggling to survive every day.
Well, yeah, that's Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? So like, it's been a long time since I've thought about Maslow's hierarchy, but like I think the bottom is like safety and security. So like until you have safety and security, you can't move up to the next level of the pyramid. And then I think the next one is like food or something like that. There's 5 levels, and I can't remember them all off the top of my head. But the last one, the top one, is the one that is basically what you're describing. He doesn't call it enlightenment, but it's self-actualization. So the bottom level is physiological needs, food, water, shelter, clothing, sleep. Then it's safety and security, health, employment, property, family, social ability. Then love and belonging, friendship, family, intimacy, sense of connection. So you can't. It's hard to climb to the next level without having the levels below.
Yeah.
And then above that is self-esteem, so confidence, achievement, being a unique individual, respect of others, things like that. And then the final one is self-actualization, morality, creativity, spontaneity, acceptance, experience, purpose, meaning, and inner potential. So like that's kind of in a sense, what you're talking about there is we're in a period where a lot of people are at the self-actualization point of the hierarchy of needs because we've been able to almost make some of this other stuff. I don't want to call it trivial because there's lots of homeless people and or unhoused people and people that haven't reached some of these other things. But for a majority of the population, at least in our country, some of those other lower levels are somewhat trivial to the point where like you can spend the time to self-actualize and to have hobbies like comedy and like do things to like deepen yourself as a person where you're not necessarily all the time worrying about like where your next meal is going to come from or like where your shelter is going to be.
Yeah.
Or like, where are you able to have like social interactions, like things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that I've never heard of that hierarchy, or it's been too long since I have, so I didn't remember it or whatever. But that makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna have to look into that more because like that's the type of stuff that it feels like, like the bad actors, like the billionaires that are controlling the systems and stuff like that. It's like they like it just feels like homelessness and stuff is built into the system as like a side effect of capitalism. Like they want people struggling because if they're struggling they can't fight back. And that so many people are in a shitty job that they hate, but they have bills to pay and they have kids and family to take care of, and so they don't feel they feel like they have to do it. And I saw a meme the other day and it resonated with me so much, and it's like the phrase a livable wage or whatever implies that, or shit, I'm messing it up a little bit. But basically, like, you shouldn't have to work to live. You know what I mean? Living should not be something that you have to earn a living. That's what it was. Like they were talking about earning a living, a livable wage or whatever. It's like, why don't we have when we have so much abundance and ability to reach, like, if we wanted to dedicate our focus to providing easier lives for people, it's possible. It's just the people that have that ability decide not to, and they make it worse by hoarding their own resources. You know what I mean? And it's just, that's the whole shit that I feel like people are starting to wake up from, like, with and whatever. And it's I don't know. I don't mean to get into too many tangents here. It just feels like a very chaotic time that we're hopefully going to be coming out on the other side, a lot better for, because what Trump has been exposing lately, at least, has been bringing all of the corruption to the surface. You know what I mean? And so, like, he's getting away with a lot right now, and a lot of people are getting away with a lot, but we're also seeing them getting away with a lot. And if we can finally bring him to justice and the other people to justice, it's like, oh, well, now we're more aware of these corruption things. That's my silver lining of it anyway, of how bad it's getting, because, like, it's just, I don't know. I'm off on too much of a tangent here.
Yeah, well, I think that there's a lot of stuff that's out there right now that is really terrible, and that, like, we need to work on as a country. And it doesn't always seem like there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. But I don't think that this is the first time that it's ever been like this, you know? Like, I think that probably there were other times well before we were around where, you know, things had corruption and the people eventually fought back and were able to make change happen.
Yeah, and people are fighting back, and
Yeah.
like we're going to, and like I've protested a few times, and I do when I can, but like it's I don't know. I just
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the day when we can kind of hopefully get to a point where it's like, I don't know, we can take a collective breath.
Mhm. Well, you called this the age of enlightenment, and I would call it something else. I would say the age of technology,
Yeah.
because we're getting like I said before, we're getting inundated with information, right? So before, the last 15, 20 years, whatever, you would get your news from, watching the news on TV, or before that, getting a newspaper, and like you only had so much time to take in the news, and the news was only so far reaching, right? So you would get like your local paper, or you would watch the local news, and then you were able to see more of as information was able to travel faster. Then you were able to get a little bit more of like, okay, what's the national news? Okay, what's the global news?
Mm-hmm.
And it was still only able to be fed to you in more bite-sized chunks. And then the age of the internet, and now with that, we've got our cell phones and laptops and iPads, where we're able to get information 24/7, and it's no longer just like local information or even national information. It's all global information. So the news literally never ends, because any time at any place in the world something is happening, and you're able to instantly hear about it and instantly get the information. So it's almost a bad thing, because like you can get overwhelmed. Like, I don't think we were necessarily built to have this type of 24/7 information.
I agree on that, because if it's not directly affecting, that feels crass to say, but like if it's not directly affecting you, and you can't do anything about it, then it's probably better to not have to deal with it as much. But at the same time, being aware of something helps it, being aware of an atrocity or whatever helps the atrocity not happen, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the good thing about it is we can communicate instantly now. And kind of like going along what you're saying is the age of technology. We can communicate effectively with someone in China. Like if I wanted to send someone in China a message right now, I could, and they could get it in a second.
Yeah, I get messages from China all the time on WhatsApp.
Right?
Like, hey.
Yeah. No, but I had I was just talking to when I was talking to Zach on the podcast, we talked about a project I had, but I had this project where the customer was from China, and we would have meetings, and we would have to, schedule our times so it made sense for them in the evening and us in the morning, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And but we're talking like over Zoom calls and stuff like that. And the sheer fact that we're able to do that, it tells me that we have the ability, if our goal is there, to build a society together, to be able to communicate. Because
Mm-hmm.
like before that, it's like, oh well, we're planning our thing, and we can send letters to our allies and stuff like that, and this is what we're doing, and they get that like weeks later, and whatever. And so like this is the plans and whatever. But there's no delay anymore. Like the delay gets rid of all the confusion and misunderstandings and stuff like that if we choose to get rid of the delays and misunderstandings. But the delays and misunderstandings are almost built into the current system by people who want control more than they want peace, I guess.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in. I don't know. It's hard. I mean, it's definitely hard to focus on some of the bigger picture stuff when you've got your daily life to worry about. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, because you can spin out, or I spin out doom scrolling sometimes, and my worst days are when I start my day on, like, right before I get out of bed. If I get on Reddit, it's a bad day, and I need to stop doing that. I try not to, but
yeah. When if you think about it, you can probably find corruption in your local government. Like we're talking about like on a global scale or like a national scale, but like you can also just like clean things up at home. You know what I mean? Like in your local government or like your city council or whatever. So like what's the right amount to work on? Like if you want to make things better, what's the right thing to work on?
Exactly, and that's part of the problem. Yeah, and that's, but at the same, you do what, follow your feed, I guess. Like follow, like the little changes do matter, like the local stuff. Like I'm a Malcolm Gladwell fan, The Tipping Point, and like the little changes are what make up the bigger changes, and the little details are what start to build the momentum to be able to address the bigger details. And sometimes the smaller things you fix turn out to fix the bigger things automatically, just because the bigger things may have been a symptom, whatever. But I kind of find that with like comedy too, is like what angle, what path do I want to break into comedy with, or what? And it's not like even necessarily my choice, because I want to, I'm working on a pilot, but am I going to sell it? I don't know. Probably not, if I'm being realistic. And I want to work on improv and make myself a better improviser. Am I going to be a improviser that makes money, within a year? Probably not. Am I going to work on sketch? There's so many different avenues you can take, and it's almost like I've had too much time sometimes on my hands, where it's just like the blank canvas syndrome or whatever, and it's just like I don't know what to do. Like,
well, also like don't let yourself get pulled in too many directions either, right? Like, how many things are you going to be good at if you're doing everything?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like, what's the thing that you like doing the most?
Yeah, I want to make movies and TV. Like that's the thing, like I like writing, but just like making it, and and I guess that's why I'm taking acting classes, and I'm doing improv and doing the sketch stuff and everything. Like it's like I realize it's still the skills to build the bigger thing eventually. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's all true. I'm just saying, my point is, because I've been there before and I struggle with this as well, is I put myself in a position where I'm doing too many things at once, and then I don't feel like I'm getting good at anything.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh, all these things are going to be cohesive, sure, but like, or if you work on the one or two skills that you really want to improve on, you can get a lot better results in those specific things than feeling like you're doing a lot of work and not really getting the results in any specific place.
I've definitely felt that a lot. Yeah. And I'm trying to be more intentional with it. And that's why I'm glad I'm starting the podcast, because it's something that I want to be consistent with. And it's something I've wanted to do for a while. And this is the third podcast I've started up. So it's not the first time I'm doing it, but this one at least feels broad enough that I can keep going with it, and I am enjoying it so far.
Yeah, it seems very just kind of open-ended. I wasn't really sure what to expect. I figured we would probably talk about some comedy stuff, and we kind of started there and then just kind of went everywhere. Yeah,
and I'm trying to keep the pressure off of it needing to be funny. You know what I mean? If it's funny, cool, I love it. And if there's an episode where we're just doing bits the whole time, I'm here for it. But just genuine conversation, I love, and just learning about people and just talking about topics and and different stuff is kind of just what interests me. And I'm kind of modeling a little bit off of Pete Holmes's podcast, You Made It Weird, and because it's just very conversational and long form and stuff. And then do you watch Take Your Shoes Off with Rick Glassman? Do you watch his podcast? Check out and this is for you viewers too, check out Rick Glassman's Paul Rudd episode specifically.
Do love me some Paul Rudd.
Oh my gosh, dude, I'm not going to say anything about this episode. You just got to watch it. It is it's and you got to watch it on YouTube too. It's a fun listen. I used to only listen, but now I'm falling behind because I want to watch it so much.
Yeah.
But Rick Glassman's hilarious as a stand-up and everything. But and then any Lisa Gilroy episode, do you know her?
Name is familiar, but I can't quite place it.
She's a LA improviser, but she's on the ASCAT team.
Yeah, I think I've heard her on that improv podcast I used to listen to.
She is one of the funniest people on earth right now.
Yeah.
Seriously. She and Rick, their dynamic is hilarious too. She's just surprised. Everything she says is surprising, and she's just so naturally funny. But yes, check out some of hers. But the Paul Rudd one.
Yes, also was the name of that podcast that I was thinking of.
I've listened to that before. Yeah.
That's a good one. You know what I watched not that long ago, just because it was on Hulu or whatever, was I Love You Man with Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
What a great movie that is.
Yeah.
It's such a dumb premise of oh, I'm getting married and I don't have any male friends, so I need to make a male friend within this 3-month window before I get married, so I have a best man.
Yeah.
But he also has a brother and a dad that I mean, okay. It's such a dumb premise.
Yeah.
But a hilarious movie. Very, very funny.
Yeah. It's Jobin too.
Yeah. And Jason Segel or whatever, however you say his last name.
Yeah.
He's really funny.
Love Jason Segel.
I also have such a greater appreciation for him after reflecting on his career a little bit. I didn't used to really like him all that much. It just I don't know. I just was yeah, whatever. He was just kind of blah. But then I watched Shrinking. Have you ever seen Shrinking?
I love Shrinking.
It's so good. So I watched Shrinking, and I kind of was oh, I want to know a little bit more about Jason Segel or whatever. So I watched his I think it's Vanity Fair or one of those that does the YouTube 15-minute videos where they do your best roles or whatever. And so I watched that, and he was talking about all his roles, and I was oh yeah, I guess I didn't realize all of the things that he's done and accomplished, and how he got into doing movies and stuff with Judd Apatow. Yeah. And he wrote Forgetting Sarah Marshall,
Mm-hmm.
and he also wrote that. He actually like wrote like a Dracula. What was the thing that he did at the end of the movie? Like a Dracula. I can't remember.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like opera.
Opera, yes. And I guess he like appeared on the Muppets, not to talk any more about the Muppets, but I guess he was like really into the Muppets and like did some like he like wrote a movie for them or whatever, and they made like a Muppet Jason Segel, and he like took it home, and I guess it's like the only like Muppet that they've ever let someone like take home with them. But yeah, I just was like, wow, okay, like he actually like has like a really cool career and has actually like accomplished a lot.
I was a huge How I Met Your Mother fan when it was on, and I watched it through several times. So like I loved him from that too. And he was it's pretty cool to see the cast pictures from the pilot to the end, because it was 8 or 9 seasons or something like that. And yeah, they just they looked so young there at the beginning. And that was definitely one of his jumping off points too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's another movie that I'm missing that he had a big role in, but
He was in Knocked Up, I'm pretty sure too.
Knocked Up, yeah. Yeah, they had like a whole group, and I'll probably butcher it, but like all the people from like Freaks and Geeks, they were cast.
Oh yeah, Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah, by Judd Apatow, and I guess they had this, like he would like have them like write, like even though they were like young, like just actors, he like would like not force, because that sounds bad, but like encourage them to like write, and they all ended up writing their own like movies. So like Seth Rogen and Jason Segel and whoever else was in that group. And then Judd Apatow ended up like producing a bunch of those movies that they all like wrote together, which was like really cool. Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he talks about it. I don't remember. It was I don't know if I watched like an interview or if it was in that Vanity Fair thing. But yeah. So anyway, are there any other questions that you had specifically wanted to ask?
Nope. I was just going to say we should probably wrap this up because we're going a little long, but that's all right. I've really enjoyed this conversation. I appreciate you coming. One thing I guess is, do you have any plugs, any shows or anything other than the sketch show that Frank and I are going to be in at Imposters Theater on August 24th at 7:30 p.m. It's going to be the Sketch Rec League show. So if you want to see us, get tickets to that.
Yeah, Bastards Night.
Bastards
which is
Night.
Such a great name. I love that. I mean, just, follow me on Instagram, Frank Chirps. You can also follow Kidney Plus Comedy, which is my other sketch group.
Yeah, we didn't even get to talk about our filmmaking. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well,
we'll have to. We'll have you on another time, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah. We'll talk about making short films, and
let's actually do some short stuff.
Yeah, I would like that. But yeah, I mean, I just have been really mostly just kind of like doing mics around town recently, and a little bit of sketch comedy here and there. I think I'm doing like a TED Talk show in September. I don't know the date. Sorry.
Okay. Whatever at Imposters.
Yeah.
So whatever the TED Talk show is at Imposters, you can see Frank there.
Yeah. That's always fun. TED Talk is basically like you come up with a character and you present a slideshow that you've never seen before in character. So it's always a fun time. Last time I went up as Billy Mays.
Yeah.
From, the OxyClean commercials.
Yeah.
And I presented a slideshow on how to talk to your crush. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So to come up with a character for this next one. But yeah, just follow me, Frank Chirps, and I'll post whenever I have shows.
All right, sweet. Well, thanks again, Frank.
Yeah.
Again, I'm Brandon Shepner. You can follow me at Buffoon Brandon. Follow the pod at Buffoon Brandon Banter. And like and subscribe. Share this with your friends if you want. And thanks.
Yeah, thank you.